Salutations, everybody. What's a crack-a-lackin'? It's another fabulous Friday. The sky is bright. The darkness is creeping over the night sky. The stars are shining bright, and the Premier League is being the Premier League. The crack and the chink of the armour of Liverpool might be becoming an actual thing now as we see the current score of Bournemouth versus Liverpool be 2-2. Slot not doing the FM mentality and going defensive instead of staying offensive. I turned around and I said this week could be an interesting week. Tomorrow and Sunday could be even more interesting. But between now and then, we have to have a bit of fun as well. That fun is watching me get my arse caved 10 ways to Sunday as we go back to the fabulous, to the wonderful, to the beautiful Clair Obscur Expedition 33. The last time we were on this game, we went up into that top area there and we proceeded to try and do a boss for 40 minutes and failed to do a boss for 40 minutes. But my stubborn arse will sit down here now, starting anew, and do this boss again for 40 minutes, should the time need to be. But indeed, Ben, United. Are you watching the Liverpool game yourself today, Ben? Interesting kettle of fish happening there at the current state of affairs. I know, but he's one hell of a player. I'm kind of shocked no one ended up going in for him this season, to be honest. I know, like, he's 25 and he has a good head on his shoulders. And I know Bournemouth are one of the teams that people are worried about, but I'm not seeing it, to be honest. I know they ended up having a good core of their team taken from them, but they're not too bad. To be honest, I'm not worried about Liverpool, but like everything, and we will run into the same problem as well, once you end up adding a load of brand new chefs into a kitchen, it takes a bit for them to mesh and not hit into each other. I think Liverpool's big issue at the moment is the fact that this is a completely new back line. Yeah, you have Van Dijk there, but he's slowing in terms of his ability. Frimpong is getting used to that position, and I think, funnily enough, one of the things they might have lost here in their hubris of being, like, in front is Trent Alexander's leadership. But, you know, they have another 5 minutes. We'll see if they can end up clawing a victory here. You know, it's one of those situations if you don't chime the bell till the fat lady sings. But we'll see what ends up happening. I think for the Premier League, it's beautiful if Liverpool end up getting a draw in this particular game. It starts things off right. It leads people in a bit of a good mood for the rest of their games, and everything should be grand. But time will tell what ends up happening. But with all that being said, on this fine weekend, how is life treating you, my friends? Is there any news with you? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going saucy? As we look at that face, as we look at the best asset this game has ended up doing, and we prepare for a boss fight that's coming up against us. Let's go into the war already, my friends. Let's see if we've gotten any better at this. Spoiler alert, we haven't. But we shall see how things end up going. Interesting. Okay, bear with me. The joys of when something goes wrong and you need to end up running for it. Could you imagine if that ended up happening this season? Could you imagine, Ben, if Liverpool ended up getting into a situation where they might actually have to consider a slot towards the end of the season and whether or not he's the right man to keep. Because that'll be one hell of a situation if they ended up needing that to end up happening. I still will put my hand up into the air and say that Chelsea is the team I think are going to do the best, but we'll see what ends up happening. I'm guessing they're just after scoring. Are they up? Game. Yeah, Chiesa too. The fascinating thing about it being Chiesa is at one point in time there was talks about the selling Chiesa. Damn it. Bear with us, the game's after crashing. I like Chiesa, by the way. At 27 years of age, he definitely wouldn't be one I'd be considering selling. He'd be one I'd definitely be considering keeping, to be honest. He's a good player and good backup, if nothing else. And you need that type of efficiency. I will say, considering the amount of defense they have, it's funny that Curtis Jones is who came on for Alexis McAllister. And maybe those of you will be able to tell me this one as to why he wasn't on the bench or anything. It was a straight red card in the last game. Okay. I was wondering why Ryan Gravenbach wasn't there. Anyway, yeah, as we said, we'll see, Ben, but it'll be hard for them now. Well, Anfield is an interesting stadium. Yeah, but I suspected that was going to be the case. Like, why they didn't, like, I suspect what happened there is United went into Brighton, said, we'll give you 100 million quid this in a complete package, 20 million and 5 million every year after that, plus add-ons to bring it up to about 115. And then Brighton turned around and says, nah, we want something like 60 million this year. So I think that's what ended up happening there. But that happens a lot up. I wouldn't put that exclusively on Liverpool fans being a bit out there, you know? That happens quite a surprising amount with an awful lot of places. But Anfield, when it's rocking, is a proper bloody, like, spot to be afraid of, you know? Yeah, okay. There we go. I'm of the same opinion, Ben. Kind of. I don't have a problem with going for a youth goalkeeper. I don't have a problem going with a young goalkeeper as opposed to Donnarumma. If the finances are a wee bit too much. If it's true that it's not 26 million and instead it's 55 million for Donnarumma, I'd prefer to go for Simmons, or not Simmons, the Royal Antwerp goalkeeper. I can never pronounce his name. There does have to be a check on that particular sum, because Donnarumma is a very, 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 very good goalkeeper. But Donnarumma is also prone to mistakes. And as a result, you need to be careful with Donnarumma. And I think that's what we need to end up doing. We just need to be careful with him, if that's what we end up going for. At the end of the day, though, and I know I'm going to get pushed back from an insane amount of people for this, I wouldn't be shocked if this season we see Onana have a very, 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 very good season. I wouldn't be shocked by it at all. I wouldn't be shocked if he came out all guns blazing, actually performing like he did in that final season with Inter. Well, we've gotten better. Not good, but we've gotten better. Okay. So we've that busted there, so that's that out of the way. What do we do here? The Defiant Strike is 2 hits. Does more damage at B, and we need 3 hits to do it. There's no break line on this, there's no point. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope these lot get to 3 finals and their hearts broken in every single one. I don't up. Because if they get to 3 finals, it's a showcase that the Premier League... Like, here's the thing. Funnily enough, people are turning around saying that the Premier League is in a really strong position at the moment. I'm kind of of the opinion that it's the opposite. That the top teams have gotten a lot weaker, then the bottom teams have gotten a lot stronger. And to be honest, I kind of hope none of the... And by the way, I recognize that for United, we're probably going to need it. So this is a bit of an oxymoron. But I kind of hope none of the top 6, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Liverpool, get into any of the domestic finals. If you get me. That's insane. You can't say it until the fat lady sings, can you? Unfortunately. Okay, so we're ready to dodge when this cops it back around. I know there's a rumor going around, and I wonder how true this is too, that Salah might still end up getting sold before the end of the transfer window. Okay, shields, Mask of Peace, down here. I mean, we didn't do bad there, but we should have done better. Yeah, we haven't seen Toxic in a bit, to be fair. But he'd be happy, sure. He's a Liverpool supporter. But, like, yeah, you have to expect this a bit. Like, they're a good team. They have fight in their heart and the whole lot. They're going to continue to come back. I'm at least hoping for top 5 in the Prem this season. I think we have the potential to do it. I'm going to give a controversial opinion here, though, Ben. I think Mbeumo is going to play as a right wing back and not a cam. I think Mbeumo is going to swap with Ahmad more this season, and I think before the end of the season, there's quite a high chance Delo will replace Ahmad, because now that we have Šeško, we need people who can do crosses, and that's probably the one weakness in Ahmad's game when it comes down to being a right wing back, is that he hasn't been showcasing insane crossing capabilities. And I think that right-hand side is going to be used quite substantially for that. I also wouldn't be shocked if he can keep himself fit, and Skull will shoot me for this statement. I also wouldn't be shocked if he can keep himself fit if Mason Mount is a starter by the end of the season. But I think there's a chance for us to end up getting top 5. Tottenham will be the interesting one, because I think Tottenham have the biggest chance to fall. But they also look interesting under Thomas Frank. I don't know whether or not to call them good or to call them bad under Thomas Frank. Because that game versus PSG, it was very obvious PSG weren't at home. Like, they looked tired in the whole lot. So we'll see what ends up happening with them. Okay, Doubt Mask, so... timing wrong on that last hit. I think Sunderland will be around the top 8 after the first 6 games. What are their... That depends on the first 6 games. Let me check. Sunderland will beat West Ham. Sorry, Benny. Sunderland will beat Burnley. Sunderland should beat Huddersfield, although I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't. Depending on if Weza actually leaves, which he more than likely will, I think Sunderland might beat Brentford. I think they'll lose to Palace, I think they'll lose to Villa, and I think they'll lose to Nottingham Forest. Maybe you're right. I honestly think Sunderland will be on a 3-match losing streak when we meet them. So we'll see what ends up happening. But that mightn't be a bad shout-up. I don't, Duck. I don't have them in my top 4. And one of the reasons I don't have them in my top 4 is because the Grim Reaper already seems to be on top of that team, Spurs' team. And I suspect they're going to get riddled with injuries. Absolutely riddled with injuries. But we'll see what ends up happening. One thing I find crazy is that Mark Goldberg put Mount in with Cunha for the first game of the season with Delo at RB, so no Ahmad, no Mbeumo. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. Ahmad, here's the thing, and here's the thing that no one wants to admit. Ahmad didn't look good in pre-season. I'm sorry, he didn't. Ahmad didn't look good in pre-season. And then Mbeumo hasn't played more than 45 minutes. With that being said, Delo hasn't looked good, but he's been on the wrong side. But it is known that Amorim likes Mount, but it's kind of hard not to. I mean, to be fair, everyone knew what he was on about when he was saying Patrick Bamford. I do find it funny that he screwed up the name of Flecken twice when he was trying to end up getting the name. But I think Sunderland are going to do a lot better than people think they are. But we'll see what ends up happening. I think Everton get Europe. Burnley, I do not. I think Jack Grealish for Everton will be the difference between them getting relegated or getting 10th. Can Everton win a cup this year? That's an entirely different kettle of fish. But I don't agree with you at all on that one, Duck. Sunderland have 0 chance. I don't know. Sunderland, they're good signings. My big thing is if the 5 players they've signed go to the AFCON, then there'll be a big problem. And one of the things they needed was Granit Xhaka. They needed leadership. And that's a phenomenal poke. It genuinely is a phenomenal poke. A really, really smart signing. A really, really smart signing for Granit Xhaka. Say what you want to about it. It is a smart, smart signing for them to sign Granit Xhaka. Do I have Verso with a Picto that can't heal him? I think I might do. Which if I do, I'm a tit. Danger. Anxiety mask. Okay. Down here. Nope. Nope.
I think
okay, well, exhaust is a pain in the arse because it means we don't get any more. I mean, laugh about it all you want to. Xhaka isn't bad. Like, in terms of his ability to pump people together. When he was at Arsenal, nobody ever said that the man didn't dictate the midfield. But the big problem was he just wasn't good enough to be in the midfield. And that's still true now. Like, ironically, the only signing for them that was available for them that I think was better than Granit Xhaka, and I think, and he left it anyway where he was. Let me find out where he was before I mention it and tell me what you think. Yeah, was a player that Brentford signed. I genuinely think the only player that would have been better for them than Granit Xhaka would have been Jordan Henderson. I feel sorry for anyone that came into this actually expecting to just watch the RPG and not talk about football. But I like the topic, so. But I don't know. Maybe you think I'm deluded, but that's just my opinion on it. Anyways, the one thing I don't like about this boss fight in particular is the fact that, like, this first stage is all a waste of time. You literally just blow up the masks until you get onto the second phase. So it's one of those situations if you need to end up getting through everything before you're able to get to it. Nah, even though Henderson is a Mackham, Xhaka is... I don't know about that. Henderson's only problem when he was at Liverpool, and I realise it's been a bit since he's been at Liverpool, and based on what I've seen about him when he was in Saudi and when he was in Ajax, is his legs. He's just not fast. But he's not going to be the one running in the Sunderland team, so he doesn't need to be fast. So I'm not sure if I agree with you on that one up. If he was with Sunderland. Even with Brentford, I don't think he's going to be the one running. So, we'll see. At the end of the day, I think he could be a surprise signing of the season type shtick, if I'm honest. Anyways, in we go now, and let's see if we can do this. Confident mask. This is one of the ones that always hits me hard. Oh, yep. I knew it. There's something about this mask. As it stands, who do I think is going to get relegated? Give me 1 second. I need to bring up the table again. Okay. I don't think they've done enough to save themselves. Even though Cunha is the only big player that has been ripped from them. Jose Sa is a good goalkeeper, but I don't think they've done enough. I think Wolves might go down. I think they might go down at 17th, if I'm honest. I think Burnley will end up going down. And I think, as much as I kind of don't want it to be, I think Leeds will go down. I don't think they've made good enough signings in order to keep themselves up, if I'm honest, Leeds. So yeah, I think it'll be Wolves, Leeds, and Burnley, unfortunately. It depends. It depends for Palace on if Guehi and Eze are taken. If they can survive keeping Guehi and Eze, I think they'll be top 10. Why do you think they're guaranteed those points against Newcastle? Nothing is guaranteed in football, by the way, but why do you think that, if you don't mind me asking? The passion. I mean, fair. I think you're putting a bit too much into it, but I also don't know enough about the local rivalry and the whole lot for me to give a proper opinion. Kicker, my friend. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Yes, I'm back at Clair in order to die quite a substantial amount with this boss. We just started. We're back in at this boss. Second attempt in this particular run here to see whether or not we can make it anyway semi-decent. Hopefully, we'll end up doing an okay job. We need to get into the second phase before we even consider being good at it. Because we're not at this phase doesn't actually do anything. It's just get through the masks until you start the actual goddamn boss fight. And there's just certain mask moves that I haven't been able to get the timing down on right in order to even get to that secondary phase. So, to answer your question, Kickert, shite. But we're having a bit of conversation. We are happy with the way things are. Sad that Liverpool ended up coming back and getting a nice win out of themselves. But we're just enjoying life. But yourself, how is all going with you? Son of a... Okay. Yeah, frustrating is probably the best way to put it. Even though, with that being said, frustrating gives the connotation that you're not enjoying yourself. I'm enjoying this. Like, I'm enjoying this. As bad as I am at being at it, and the whole lot, I'm actually enjoying this. Sunderland have won 6 and drawn one of their last 7 derbies in the league. Even if long ago, that's still a lot to a club, which I believe carries over the squad. Well, maybe, but it's been a while since they ended up doing it, which means it's an entirely different squad, so I'm not sure I agree, if I'm honest with you. But I'm also not willing to argue that point. Like, I think Sunderland are going to do very good this season. He seems it. He seems it. Yes, yes, yes. Like my love life. Wait, no, that's not frustratingly fun. That's frustratingly lonely. I mean, they did get the distant 4th in the championship, but I mean, they got up, so that's all that matters. God, I love the music in this game. Love the music in this game so much. Which took a turn. Yeah, from PSG. Yeah, but he was never going to be a thing at PSG. So it depends on how much they get him for. I think the number that's being quoted is 40 million, and to be honest, I think that's too much money for him. He's a good player, but he's not 40 million's worth of a good player. But as I turned around and I said, in Enter's Discord at one point in time, is it 10 that they're getting him for? Well, that's not a bad signing then. Yep. 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 Excuse me. I think it's been a grand transfer season. It annoys the bollocks off me we haven't sold anyone. Now, with that being said, it's not entirely our own fault. The fact that Jadon Sancho snubbed his nose immediately at Roma meant that we'd have to go for the loan deal with the obligation to buy. Now, the really funny thing about that loan deal with an obligation to buy is they can easily get out of that obligation to buy because he'll be out of contract and just wait until the contract ends up finishing. But we'll see what ends up happening. The Anthony situation is real. Betis just really wanting the player, but also not being willing to bloody spend the money on the player, which I think is horseshit. Buy the player or don't. Yeah, don't keep him on a leash. Hopefully Saudi come in and end up getting him. I think it's the bigger ones, the likes of Tyrese Malacia, who we know is done. He's not getting another go in with the United squad. So as a result of that, bloody send him to a championship side or something. Sell him somewhere. Go out and start doing your job. I just think the fact that we're not trying to sell anyone is annoying, if I'm honest. But as for the signings, I think all of the signings have been good. I just don't know why we signed Mbeumo. Mbeumo is the only signing I don't get. I don't know why we signed Mbeumo. Because I don't know where he fits in. I don't know where he fits in. I think Bruno has to be a cam, and if Bruno's a cam, why did you sign Mbeumo? If I'm honest. God damn it. Yeah, but like, he's injury prone and he's not good enough. Simple as. So, in my opinion, I think just get rid of him, you know, especially considering we need to make up the money. Yeah, hate is a strong word. I don't hate anyone, but at the same point in time, when it comes down to Garnacho, he's on 90k a week. He has 3 years on his contract. It's a World Cup year. If he wants to end up going without being given a single bit of game time, then fair play to him. But if Chelsea don't come in with at least 55 million quid for him, especially considering Benjamin Doak is going for, I think, 30 million quid, then screw it. Put him in the bench. Put him in the reserves. You've him for 3 years of a contract there. Let him sue us if he wants to sue us to get out of the contract. I don't care. So that's my viewpoint with Garnacho. If you're going to be that much of a tit, just sit in the corner and shut up. What do I think the score will be against Arsenal? Depends on how Arsenal line up. I need to look at Arsenal's last game and see how they lined up. So give me 1 second and then I'll answer that. In Arsenal's last game, they faced off against Athletic Club. Ironic, because they should probably have them by now. So, see, that's what I thought. They're going to line up, supposedly, with David Raya, Timber, Saliba, Maguiez, Gabriel, basically, Calafiori, Odegaard, Rice, Supermendi, Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli. Then have Hazard as their substitute. Right now, I think it's probably going to be 2-0 Arsenal. Right now, I think it's probably going to be 2-0 Arsenal. Ideally, I want it to be a draw. But it also wouldn't shock me if we came out of the gates running and actually performed well. The thing that gives me a bit of fearfulness when it comes down to that specifically is the fact that we haven't actually played a game yet with Benjamin Šeško. Now, supposedly, we've meant to have played a game in like a game before this weekend in a closed arena with no cameras. So we'll see what ends up happening. Oh, I think we'll easily do that now. I think we'll easily give a good of account of ourselves. But we'll see what ends up happening. Even if we lose, create lots of threat. Yeah, well, we'll see what ends up happening. My big thing is, it's more than likely going to be Onana in goals, and it'll be interesting to see how the United fan base ends up reacting to that. I actually, as I said earlier on, I think Onana's going to have a really good season this season, so it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with him. I think he could be one of the world's best goalkeepers this season if he actually is able to get over the nerves, because the defense should be strong enough to defend him. Now, at the same point in time, hopefully we're not letting through as much opportunities as we did last year, because the defense will be slightly better, so we'll see what ends up happening. So, he's on grass. Himself and Xerxes both might be available for the Arsenal game. Martinez won't be, and there are 3 other players that won't be, but he's there. I mean, at the moment, I prefer Tom Heaton over all of them, but I think if Onana ends up going back, if a goalkeeper coach puts him to the side and ends up teaching him some basics and tells him to calm down and just listen to the basics, I think he's a good goalkeeper. He's a good stretch, his positioning is somewhat okay, he's atrocious at corners, but everyone has some weaknesses. And like, the big thing with Onana is just that he made a lot of personal mistakes in his first season. He didn't make that many personal mistakes last season, which is the thing. He made mistakes, but he didn't make that many personal mistakes. He just should have saved. Okay, I need to. Nope. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so I need to listen out for the timing better. He didn't make mistakes where he was the cause of the mistake, you know? So I think Onana, I don't think he should be given the chance. Here's the thing about it. I don't think he should be given the chance to improve. But I think he will be given the chance to improve. So we'll see what happens as a result of that. Is my opinion. Because I honestly, I think we might be done when it comes down to signings this summer. As much of a mistake as that might be. Okay, doubt mask now, let's have a look. Okay. There is sound cues there, which is probably how people end up doing it, but I missed them. At the same point in time, I don't care because I ended up getting what I needed. I probably should have healed there, if I'm honest. Yeah, I have a confident fighter on Verso, so he doesn't heal himself. Damn it. Yeah, if I'm honest, I don't think we're gonna get Baliba. And like this is where my problem ends up coming with the Mbwemu signing. Because honestly, I don't think we need him. I think the midfield we should be playing is Ugarte and Menu. Ugarte has just been slighted by the audience, and as a result of it, just confidence is down. So if Ugarte gets a run of games together, he'll end up performing great. Menu is good enough to end up having the speed to perform in that position properly. I think Bruno should be up in the 10, which is what makes the Mbwemu signing so difficult. I think Ugarte and Menu will work well in that midfield. I mean, that's fine, but you don't spend 60 million quid on a bencher. And, like, Mount wasn't meant to be a bencher. Mount just got injured immediately. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But if you want to sort out the dressing room atmosphere, do you know what you do? You take the captaincy off of Bruno and you give it to Matthias de Ligt. Honestly. Or you give it to Martinez. I know Martinez has been injured, so you can't give it to him. But if you wanted to sort out the dressing room atmosphere, that's what you do. You take it off of Bruno and give it to Matthias de Ligt. You give it to a young, good talent in the player to signify a brand new start. Honestly, as deluded and daft as this sounds, the best thing we probably should have done was sell Bruno. Oops. We haven't blown up the eyes. Oops. Okay. Oh well. Okay, Peace Mask comes down. I mean, he's been a captain everywhere he's went. That's the thing I find really funny about Matthias de Ligt. He's been a captain everywhere he went. The other thing that's really, really funny with Matthias is the fact that people... Bane... Okay, tries to heal with confidence, okay. Yeah, we actually got the dodge this time. Beautiful. That's what's killed us the last 3 times. We finally got the dodge on it. Matthias has been good everywhere that he went. He hasn't been a world beater everywhere he went, but he's been good everywhere he went. I liked him at Juventus. I think he was fantastic at Ajax. So we'll see what ends up happening to him. I think Bayern is the one that probably ended up sliding him a bit, but it's not his fault either. Might be getting a new stadium in South Africa. Cool! What do you think it'll be called? He comes in clutch a lot. Yeah, but he's young. He's only 25 or 26. Like, he's really, really young. Also, let's see. This could be hard to dodge. Okay. Okay. Cool. I mean, if I tried doing the parries, I would have been screwed, but yeah. I don't blame the Bayern fans for feeling like that, by the way. I think Kompany's a tit, to be honest. And why he got rid of him is an entirely different kettle of fish. Like, that has to be... Like, he has to have had an argument with Kompany or something. Like, it makes no sense why Kompany got rid of him, if I'm honest. But hey, what Kompany does. Who really cares? Yeah, now it's gotten to the point now where we're doing damage and it won't end up coming down to it. I'd say after me, but probably the Orlando Pirates Stadium. Is that typically what ends up happening in America, where they just name it after the team? So, or not South, in South Africa. Okay, so this is our second time getting to this boss fight. The first time getting to it with an actual competent team up front that can potentially do something. Which basically means the first time with Lune. So let's see what ends up happening here. Also, yes, we'll skip this. Okay, so now we're up against the Masked Keeper. There's no particular segment of it that looks weak for us to end up shooting. So, with that being the case, we have to take this in slow and think. It has a break bar, so the bonk is a very good idea. We can do the bonk here, and it'll end up putting things up as good as it can. Normally, you could be right, kicker. But normally there's a bit more of a showcase. Like with the masks, there was the colours in the eyes. Normally there's some showcase. No, not always, but normally there's some showcase. In this particular case, I'm not going to test with Mononoko because I only have 2 AP and we can do the bonk. Now, this bar here can be used to break the opponent. What happens when you break the opponent is for 1 turn, and an awful lot of these get more than 1 turn, by the way, but for 1 turn you stun them and you can do extra damage to them. So that's probably the best thing to do at the moment, build up the break. Like that. And see what ends up happening. Now, with Verso, he is actually our best wielder of this, you know? So, although it would be good to have Verso use one of his moves, specifically Defiant Strike, because of his attack situation, I think what we end up doing with Verso is we're going to hit 3 times here, like that. So we're doing some damage by hitting the mask, but not a lot. And then we'll do a gradient attack, which will add up to the break meter again, because we have the second gradient attack here. Okay, 999, cool. So we've done a nice bit of damage there, and it bumped up his bar a bit. Then we'll end up just doing a regular attack, which brings us... Oh no, actually I thought that would have given us another go. Okay, fair enough. With Lune, now we'll do the elemental trick to try and set ourselves up to have the stance to do a lot of damage against it. I haven't seen its attack in a while, so I'm going to need to be careful when it comes around to its turn. So let's see how I do. That's not... Well, it's 4 different stances we should be granted. Mask of Emotions. Okay. Nothing happens, okay? We tried to end up getting out one of the masks that we had destroyed. Okay. Well, that's me being a tit. Okay, but at least it was Mononoko. Now, what we should do is we should revive Mononoko. However, we have the Elemental Genesis available, so we're going to use the Elemental Genesis. Okay, so he's not exactly... Okay. Okay, damn it. Well, that's not good. She's burning, so we can go into Verso stance. Fair enough. Now we'll do this. Cool. Sets fire to its sword. Cool. That's faster than it seems like it should be. There's absolutely no point not reviving her. So let's revive her. Attacks like a storm, so that means he's going to attack fast. There. Nope, wrong timing. Okay. Wouldn't mind we had that counter. Okay, revive her again. Okay. We'll do the rain to put him on fire. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Haven't seen that move before. Big problem is now I'm dealing with limited knowledge. I'm dealing without having all of the knowledge here, and it's causing me to end up dying quite significantly. With San Marino, not too bad. How long did it take you to get to a position where your San Marino team was strong enough to do that?
The dance begins.
Okay. Okay, Mael... I actually think we're better continuing with the fire. I think we're better continuing with the fire. So I honestly think we're better doing Risk of Rain. Yeah, butting it up to 26 so it does more damage. Defensive aura. Okay. Gain shields for each below belt. Fair enough. Done 8,000 damage. Okay. It's this move, so. Damn it! Ah, that's annoying. We had that fight. We'll just have to get back to it again, annoyingly. Okay. In we go again. So, we don't actually care about damage at all against this thing. We just want to destroy the masks. So.
Storm is coming.
Oh well.
Damn it. Okay, so do that, and then that's you. Okay, so we don't care about anything. We're going to build up AP specifically for the next round. We don't care about damaging it at all. With Mononoko, we're just going to do the prudent heal so that we have regen happening consistently to anyone that can get it. And with her, we do want to end up setting up the stands at some point, but we'll heal herself first. Okay, now new eye ends up coming out. Okay, mirror ends up coming up. The shield, okay? So it popped down and tried to damage us, so here it comes. Wait there. Okay, timing was wrong. That first timing is very hard on it, and it's annoying as hell. Okay, 1, 2, cool, and then we just do the strike. And again, as he gets another go, just do the strike again, straight in. Good work done to us there. Again with Mononoko, we don't really have anything available, so we'll just do the strike. With Lune this time, we'll try and build up her stance, so we'll go with Elemental Trick to have Genesis straight away ready when we get into the second phase. We have 4 stands there, so that means we can do Genesis when we get into the next spot. Does mean she can't heal anymore now, though. Okay, the Anxiety Mask. Nope. Okay. So that's annoying simply for the exhaust, but we don't actually care about it. So, and that was stupid by me. Yep, we get another go, so go up that and then attack. Cool. We don't have a heal to give, so I guess do this heal just to get a bit of healing done on her, even though we have the regen and it didn't give the healing. Of course it didn't. In her particular case, it is best just to strike. Cool. Another one destroyed, and now we have this mask appear, which I believe is, yes, the Doubt Mask, the one that kills us every time. Well, no, it isn't the one that kills us every time, fair enough. Well, it's gonna kill us this time because I'm a tit. That was an atrocious display by me. I'm actually ashamed of that display. That is bonkersly bad by me. But still, we can revive Lune now. She still has her stance, so we're grand, but she ain't getting a heal, so She'll have to deal with that one herself. Can we survive? Time will tell. This is the mask that kills us. Okay, confidence mask. Down it comes. Wait for it. There. No. Oh, we got it. Oh, I didn't deserve that dodge.
The storm
I
is
did
coming.
not deserve that dodge at all. At all did I deserve that dodge. Now, in case it ended up causing a problem, we're not going to do anything there. In his case, we're going to do the heal again. Here we go. The heal has been set up in place. Verso can blow out the eyes. And now we should end up getting into round 2. Okay, do that. It'll come back to him again. Hit it again. We have everyone except for Mononoko set up with AP that's acceptable. Mononoko doesn't matter that much. No more masks in the mirror.
Oh well.
Sacrifice the crumble to make an ultimate attack. Oh, okay, that's new. Okay. I didn't know it did that. So if you don't have it low enough, it blows itself up, putting you down to 0 HP. Or 1 HP. That is, interesting. No bother, Kicker. Please, enjoy it. Listen in the background for all you want to. I'll be here for the next wee bit anyway. And thank you for the conversations you've had thus far. We'll have to talk about your San Minero, or your Arsenal save more when you come back. Okay. So, how do we go about this? How do we go about this? Technically speaking, we probably should do the heal. But we specifically done this setup for her to do Elemental Genesis straight away. So, I think...
Meet your reckoning.
Okay, good. I think we do that. And then give him the heal. Now, hopefully, we're competent enough to dodge its moves that this doesn't matter. But still, winging combo. Never mind. We only done it on one person, so again, doesn't particularly matter. Same point in time, we can do the rebirth straight away on Verso. Brings him back to life, and good health as well, and as confident fighter, he needed that. Now, Verso also doesn't have any of his perfection set up, so we can test a couple of things. Hit the hand. Again, well, it done something. Hit the hand. Didn't do anything there. We can hit this hand for okay damage. Let's see. Okay, so hitting the hand done okay damage. Not great damage, but okay damage. I think then we can do a direct hit. Cool. Which will give him another go. I think now we can do the gradient attack, even though it won't do as much as the striker one to build up the breaker, but it leaves the mark. No, I think we're better waiting. And now we'll do the Defiant Strike, even though it costs a bit of his health, it's still the right move to do. Like that. With Mononoko, he doesn't have it to do the heal yet, so there's quite a high chance Luna is going to die here. But still, I think this is what we do. Cool. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the timing on that I have to get better with. I have to get better with that timing. So the first thing we do is a revive Lune straight away. Then we'll attack the hand again. Cool. 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 And then we'll attack him directly. Is that enough to get the gradient charge up?
I'll manage.
Just barely not. The Defiant Strike is the right thing to do here, but I think we'll go with the Assault instead, just because there's a chance of it doing more damage over it. Yeah. Okay, attacks like a storm on Mononoko. Okay, well, once we missed the first one, there was no point doing anything else. Crap. I was hoping I'd go to Mononoko. Okay. Benny, my friend, what's a crack-a-lackin' with you? I mean, you say that, but Kid Rock isn't the worst in the world, to be honest. Kid Rock's rolling is still... Oh, no, it's not Limp Bizkit. Kid Rock done a theme song for The Undertaker, so I have a bit of a place in my heart for Kid Rock. But hey, you chose it too. There are worse artists than Kid Rock out there now, to be fair. But thank you so much for the subscription as well, Penny. I genuinely appreciate it. You've been too kind to me over the last couple of days. Did the album come across okay? Is it a new album, or is it one of his old school albums? I think Genesis is probably where we need to go, which means it's better to build up AP, but we're also going to pass AP with Mononoko. Do we burn it? Do we burn him? Screw it, let's burn him. So far, 10, 9, 11, 8, 5. Why aren't you doing it in order? 3 tracks left. So considering you've gone through so many tracks, how would you rate the album? Based on what you've experienced, how would you rate the album? Is it a good album? Never mind what the critics said when it came out. How have you... I done the wrong thing. That's what I get for not paying attention. I done the wrong thing there. I was meant to give the AP. I wasn't meant to end up doing that. Okay.
I think I'll improvise.
Like a 5 out of 10. Well, that's not too bad. I'm sure there's worse stuff you'd have listened to, so... Will the gradient... I don't think the gradient attack ends his turn, so we'll do the striker here, which should do 999 damage. Like, in your attempt to... Oh, crap, it did end the turn. Shit. Okay. Yeah, okay. Damn it. I mean, we done okay in the dodging there. We done really good in the dodging there. No bother, my friend. Enjoy the food that you're cooking. I expect an Imogen attacking the food. So that should be a bit of crack. Okay, so... Unfortunate that it landed on Lune for this. Because I think what we have to do with Lune is heal herself. She can't, even though Elemental Trick is what we want to do, she can't get through the masks. She can't get through the shield. Now, he does more damage for each shield on the Opinion, and it pierces through shields. It has 6 hits. And increased damage on the Agile Mask. As much as I want to do the Portiere energy and send over the AP, I think I have to do this. Because it should do, based on my calculation, should do about 14k. A little bit over 15k, 16k, not too bad. Now the long combo on Mononoke, you poor... Well, I was gonna say, you poor fucker, you're probably screwed. Okay, we're back over to Lune, who can do the elemental trick. Cool. Is this the right... No, it's not the right move. Unfortunately, because elemental trick will only do crits.
Lovely ball.
I mean, we could test it. Oh, Doom, your joy. Genyu, we listen to Genyu's beautiful voice. I am doing fine. I'm doing much, much better for having you here today, my significant friend. The shaman of danger, the incredible man of sexiness himself, Doom, has arrived. Australia's finest export. How is life treating you, my friend? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going saucy? How's life treating you? We are in the second phase of this boss fight, doing okay in it. It does just say critical hits generate stands. So, in theory, getting a critical hit on the armor could still end up getting us the stand. So we'll try it, even though I don't think it will. Oh, it did! Never mind me. I was being a tit, never mind me. It did work. That's a shame he can't heal himself. Yeah, because it won't do a heal. At the same point in time, let's do it anyway. Cool. 8,000 damage done there. What move is it going to do? Chaotic combo on Verso. Doing pretty good. Going to take a trip to Sydney next week to pick up some machinery and equipment. Good opportunity to catch up on my way from Waterford. Not too bad. And how do you find Sydney in general? Do you enjoy being in Sydney? I know an awful lot of people have different feelings about different regions in Australia, so I hope you enjoy it when you're over there. I think we have to go with Verso as the revive.
You don't get to die.
Like that. Then do that. And I think, even though this is the wrong move to do, because we want the revival tints for Lune, I think we have to revive Mononoke as well. Not at all. Lived there for a few years, it's just a pain in the arse. I'd say so. So that travel now, based on where you are now, that's almost a 13-hour drive, isn't it? If you're driving. And considering you're getting machinery, I assume you are. Cool, so we can send over the AP, so we can do Genesis next turn. Fire Sword. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, so... I fucking knew it! Ah! Okay. Okay, we'll leave that there. And then we will use the item and revive her. Cool, Lune is there. We can do it's marked as well, so this should do a crap ton of damage. There and back again. It's about 8 hours, but I'll spend the night to save the hassle driving 1000k. I understand that. Plus, you can end up having a alcoholic beverage or two with your friend from Waterford. How is the Guinness in Australia, by the way? Or is there even Guinness in Australia? The heat would probably cause it to curdle like nobody's business. Wish us luck. This could be the end of the fight. About time. 30% increase. 30% increase in damage until a hit is received. Interesting. I'm not going to end up using that much because I am disastrously crap at not getting hit. But we bet the fight, and it only took us an hour and 7 minutes.
We did it.
Unless there's another wave of this.
No, wait.
We all need masks.
That is unnecessarily cool. I love the masks bouncing off of Mononoke. Ooh.
This mask.
Why is CL able to do that?
Because it is me.
This is me. What does that mean? What does that mean?
okay? What happened?
Axon down. Let's bring this to the curator.
Ciella's the one with the least amount of character so far in this party, so that's interesting that she's the most aware of herself. Also, yes, Verso with one of the two best outfits in the game, by the way. Obviously, Mononoko's the best outfit in the game, but we needed to have two representations of the swimsuits.
Vice versa, wasn't it?
Oh. That felt really good to do. Even if my main problem with the Axon was its first phase, its second phase isn't near as annoying as the first phase. Oh, good to see DOW got its remake. DOW? DOW? What's DOW? DOW. Remake. Well, just all that comes up for me is the Dow Jones.
Me?
Dawn of War. Oh,
You
okay.
want
Interesting.
me to give it to you. Why?
I haven't played that, so that's interesting. Definitive Edition, the highly anticipated game. Interesting. Do I have Dawn of War?
I saw what happened.
No. If it's on Steam, I don't have
I
it.
saw it. It was Renoir.
I used to see him in my nightmares too. It can be quite traumatizing.
Nice. Oh, I thought the original Dawn of War might have been there. Was it just a shadow drop? Like, did people know that the Dawn of War remake was coming? Or did they just shadow drop it? Nice. It's very interesting when I see a company do a shadow drop, because it's such a weird thing to do. Oh, okay, people knew it was well, but it wasn't officially announced. People just knew it was happening. Also, by the way, the best asset in the game, looking suave whilst wearing it. Obscure. Yeah, we might as well make him look somewhat sound for when we're doing these touching moments. It's the Tim Burton stripes for me. I mean, yeah. But, like, no, here, we'll give you a proper showcase as to why it's one of the best assets in the game. Okay, so. Okay, so, look at this incredible artistry, okay? Incredible viewpoint. You can see the Aurora Borealis. You can end up seeing the stars. Like, the stars in this game are just so beautiful. They showcase everything in its complete package. It's such a rounded, specific situation that it brings to light a feeling of honor and a feeling of brilliance, you know? Looking at its combined package, its whole ingratiation, the feeling of continuity and beauty it brings into one, you know, makes this particular starry night and moon even better, you know? This just makes every... Oh, god damn it. Anyways. That's it. That's enough of me looking at Gustav's bulge. Actually watched Bella News for a sequel. It was actually done well. Interesting. I'll have to have a gawk at that. What's that? Oh, Beetlejuice, yes. I will say, when it comes down to that movie, and I understand why she's in it, but Jenna Ortega is kind of odd in that movie. I think her kind of kiddie viewpoint she started to put out is a bit of an odd one anyways. But, like, when it comes down to movies, I watched something there the other day because I'm a romantic at heart. Lonely, but a romantic at heart. And I ended up watching Heartstopper. And it's phenomenal to me how some people that end up doing such a fantastic role when it comes down to it, and then will be smothered into obscurity. Like Joe Locke done a fantastic job in Heartstopper, and then got the position of a particular character in a particular Marvel show. Due to that being spoilers, I'm not going to say it. But the person who he has the relationship with, who plays Nick Nelson, Kit Connor, honestly makes that performance phenomenal as well. Kit Connor came across so... He dealt with the struggles that he was dealing with so beautifully, and he had a strength for... He had a strength for Charlie in that show that helped Charlie end up getting through it, even though he was dealing with his own weaknesses. And Kit ended up bringing that across brilliantly. I think he has the potential to be a fantastic star. And now that Heartstoppers is finished, obviously they're going to do the Heartstoppers movie. But in between the series, he started getting into obscurity because all he can get is horror roles. It's kind of like Asa Butterfield, from Ender's Game. And the boy in the striped pajamas, got into a bit of a rut in his Hollywood career as well, and has been forced into going into horror movies. Now, he has 2 phenomenally good romance movies, by the way, if you want to end up watching them, Your Christmas or Mine, because the relationship he ends up having with the main character is a phenomenal relationship, and I highly recommend anyone ends up getting to watch it. But it is sad seeing how... if you don't get an immediate role out of your series, you are pigeonholed into obscurity in it. And I feel sorry for that. I don't know if Dave Bautista has, if I'm honest with you, Doom. I think Dave Bautista has managed quite brilliantly to typecast himself into typecasting. So... he ended up becoming the big, muscular, bad guy from fucking Mission Impossible and the whole lot, being able to beat everyone, and then slimmed himself down, where he's now still able to beat the crap out of people, but is kind of a wisecrack. I think out of the people that have tried to get themselves out of the typecasting, I think the one, when it comes down to the wrestlers that are in the industry, that it's done the best in it is John Cena, because that fucker's just willing to do anything. Absolutely anything. That man will make himself look like a tit anytime he wants to. But has he gotten any romantic roles? I don't think he has any. What romantic roles does Dave Bautista have? Let me bring up his IMDb. Give me a second. Which means I'll bring up his Wikipedia, because IMDb is a horrible site and doesn't end up displaying shit at all good. By the way, I don't know who got away with IMDb. It's such a horribly designed site for looking up what people's actual records are. It's not well formatted at all. So he was in The Naked Gun, but he's not the main character in it. The Lost Lands, he's a fighter in it. The Killer's Game, he's a fighter in it. My Spy, he's a fighter in it. Dune 2, well, I know he's a villain, but he was not really the main character in that. I don't know who he played in The Boy and the Heron. Interesting. I have to watch The Boy and the Heron. I haven't watched the live-action version of that. Drax is a fighter. Parachute, maybe Parachute. Knocked in the Cabin, he's more big buff guy there. Glass Onion, he's a big buff idiot there. Yeah, I don't know. Looking at his last stuff, I don't think he's been in any romantic roles, Doom, if I'm honest. Yeah, I just seen it there on the site. I haven't watched the dub of it, so I'm going to have to watch the dub of The Boy and the Heron. I will say, of all of the Jubilee movies, it is Jubilee Boy and the Heron, isn't it? It is. Am I getting mixed up? I think it is the Boy and the Heron. It is Jubilee, right? Yeah, Jubilee. Of all of the Jubilee movies, well, Hayao Miyazaki. Of all of the kind of Jubilee movies, I think it's the weakest one to get nominated for an Oscar. Like, I think there are better Jubilee movies. And I cannot remember the name of the movie. There's... Give me a second, I need to look at the Jubilee movies, because it's a Jubilee movie I watch, and it's the first movie to ever make me cry. Whisper of the Heart. I think it's Whisper of the Heart. Country roads, here we go. Yes, it is. The Whisper of the Heart. It's the first movie to make me cry. I love that movie with a passion. Absolutely adore that movie, and I recommend anyone go and have a gawk at it if they can. Sent you a link to the movie. How'd you send it to me? If you sent it to me at Discord, it hasn't come through yet. Anyway, basically, he's the big guy who writes romantic novels and needs to have a woman cover for him, not scared off his fans. Oh yeah, no, like, but again, that's a voice work, and voice work is its own kettle of fish. Just as an actor being put into a movie, he hasn't done particularly well that way. I think Hollywood needs to do more work in actually differentiating its casting anyway and allowing people to spread their wings. Because there's nothing wrong with a bad movie performance so long as the person is trying. Like, if an actor and an actress is actually trying in a performance and the performance turns out to be shite, you'll almost feel empathy or sympathy for the performance they've ended up doing. And it makes you feel better for the performance. So I think they need to experiment a bit more with people and let that end up going through. But then again, I have favourites too. I love Asa Butterfield as an actor, and it annoys me that he isn't in more stuff.
I didn't expect things to get so deep so fast.
I could tell. I'm not really sure you're up to...
Oh, I can keep up. In fact...
A good one this time?
Considering we've beaten the Aeon, and CL was an integral point in it, I figured CL would have...
No.
More...
Keep this scar. I could heal it. But I don't.
Relatability to the boss in this, but I suppose you can do it whenever you want it. Everyone gets a bad role, so it's a thing. Yeah,
Why is
but
that?
I think it's more about experimentation. Like, Bob Odenkirk is an example I'll end up giving. Bob Odenkirk has Nobody and Nobody 2. And Bob is not a person you would expect to be put into that role and work. That role works phenomenally well. Like, before he had gotten it, you would never have expected Bryan Cranston to have done Breaking Bad as good as he did. And I think movies, yes, it's harder to do in movies, they're far bigger budgets, but I think you need to experiment a bit more.
There you have it.
And it seems like the indie movie has died a bit. So I think more people need to take more risks.
That Renoir has a similar scar.
If you get me, or maybe I'm wrong.
Mael's right. You really do see everything.
God, like, I know with the blood on them, these look a bit like Jimmy Savile glasses, but to be honest, the circular glasses do look cool if you set yourself up right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We disagreed on pretty much everything. Tactics, goals. I had to walk away, but he was... resistant.
That tower in the sky, the 33, does look absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? It is a beautiful sight.
You fought?
It was the first time we ever raised a hand against the other.
Huh.
If you can control your healing, that means Renoir can too. And he made the same choice as you. Interesting.
Yeah, both of you kept your
I never thought
scars.
of it that way. But, you're right. So...
It was worthy.
I do, by the way, the particular asset I have on CL doesn't make it as apparent, but CL does have a scar going across her nose there. That's not dirt, that's not freckles. That black line there is a scar going across her nose. I haven't yet been told how she got that scar.
Well, we all have scars that won't heal.
So she should mention it.
Deep.
That's a story for another time.
Oh, for Christ's sake, CL. You tease. You bloody tease.
The scars look good on you, though.
Oh. Considering we're all currently opening up about our particular scars, give us a second. I don't have it anymore, weirdly. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. I mustn't have it anymore. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't have my, I'm not going to the bothering to download it again. I was going to be a smart arse and show off my, my scar. But hey, what can you really do? Screw it. I don't have that image anymore, so. Yeah, I have a nice looking scar as well, to be fair.
I know. That's the real reason I keep them.
It's there, by the way, if you're looking for it.
I knew it.
Up goes the relationship level to 3. Nice. Scars. Well, are they all fingers and stuff like that for working with your materials? Ooh, we unlock something with CL. What do we unlock? I missed that. What do we unlock with CL? Oh, I unlocked something with CL, but I bloody missed it. I'm gonna search that up because I want to see what it is. Clair, your expedition to free friend hit level. Okay, level 3 CL. Level 1 gradient attack Shadowbringer. Also, it was that. So I didn't have that before. Okay, so let's look at that skill. Shadowbringer. Deals high target damage at a plot of 10 hits. Ooh, okay, so that's actually really interesting. Her weapon does that already, so it's not as useful as it could otherwise be. But that's a nice little addition, to be honest. Or did she have that beforehand? I'm not sure. It says level 3 ends up getting you your level 1 gradient attack. Anyway, I'm not gonna fret about it too much. If something else got unlocked, something else got unlocked. No, not including the amputated finger. Nope, snakebite appendectomy. Wait, whoa, you got struck by lightning? Fencing accident, as in, like, fencing. No, I know you've literally written beside it a fence, as in a field fence, but yeah. Have you ever done fencing? Yeah. There's a YouTuber I watch, and by the way, if you're into movies and the whole lot, he does really succinct, really interesting, really nice video reviews, known as Jeremy John. And I highly recommend you go and you give Jeremy John a watch.
One down.
However, in his latest video, and I thought it was a bit until it wasn't. Well, we can spend more time with CL. Okay, we're going to do that in a second. Jeremy John. And he has his arm in a sling at the moment because he's a motorcyclist and ended up getting into an accident there with a car. He ran into, he got in, either he ran into it or someone else ran into it, and now the poor bastard has broken ribs and the whole lot. So his next few videos are going to be on the day of release instead of beforehand. So there'll be a bit of a delay on it. But I do recommend anyone into giving him a watch. Jeremy John, fantastic YouTuber. I referenced him in the Happy Gilmore review that I ended up giving.
Everything.
Is that
An observation. Lune is intense and obsessed. Mael is nervous and eager, but you...
Why is that strange? I guess Death and I.
Ooh, interesting.
We walked a long road together.
That's an interesting way to put that. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, what's that? By the way, if someone stated this statement, Death and I, we've walked a long road together. I guess that's true of me too. You arrogant bastard. That is obviously someone wanting to talk about their situation, and you made it about you. You arrogant bastard. That's you being a dick. An absolute dick if you do that.
What does that mean?
Death is a friend who will welcome me home.
Interesting. I mean, I suppose I'll ask what she means by home.
Home?
Yes, home. With everyone I've ever loved.
Oh, and then now you're just being a tit. CL.
You believe in an afterlife?
I don't know. If there is, then I'll see everyone after death, and if there isn't, I'll simply join them in death. I'll be with them either way.
I suppose that's a nice way of looking at death.
It's an interesting philosophy.
True. I'm not quite as old as you. Why don't you share some of the wisdom you've accumulated over your very long life?
You're asking the by the way, we've already seen this scene, so you're asking the person that literally cut himself in half in order to bring morale to people about wisdom. So, the unkillable guy, technically, who cut himself in half in order to bring the morale up, you're asking him about wisdom. That's an interesting course correction there, CL.
Oh, how kind of you to acknowledge my wisdom. Can you,
Yeah, I'd be a smart arse to say that
mention
too.
my wisdom to Minoko sometime?
I love Mononoko's relationship with her, so by the way.
Oh, actually, isn't Minoko even older? Eskie too. Perhaps I should ask them.
No, please do. You'll probably learn.
So you
valuable
should
things
tell us
about-
there, Doom, in
Never
excruciating detail, by the way, considering this is on about philosophy, and philosophy bores the tits out of everyone that's not into philosophy, which is the reason why I enjoy it, because I'm a boring tit. Explain to us in excruciating detail the procedure in which you go to in order to create a fence.
All I can offer is another story.
I'm not really in the mood for stories tonight.
You know, if I heard that in the wrong context, I think that was you, was CL hitting on Verso.
Oh, and here I had prepared something truly dark and heart-wrenching.
Save it for tomorrow.
What do you have in mind?
Ooh, something else.
That depends. How adventurous are you feeling?
Holy crap, CL.
You mean like hunt Nevrons? What?
I'm waiting for you to connect.
Oh, she
the
is
dots.
actually asking for him to...
Oh,
You've been alone too long on this continent.
Huh.
When was the last time you seduced someone?
I have never had the joy of having a lady try and seduce me. So it's interesting to see this blatantly obvious attempt at it. Oh, yeah. so Chris Hansen's working on Roblox story. That's going to be interesting. Anyways, I wonder what the response to this is going to be, because this is interesting. I'm just going to wait for the ads to finish. While they're going on, I'll just be back in one quick second, guys. So first things first, to bounce. Thank you so much for putting that in. That would have been a brilliant time for when I was heading out. However, unfortunately, the advertisement had started playing when you ended up redeeming that. So it is only fair that I return back those channel points. Because I can't play the ad again now for a bit because the delay is there. And I can't be arsed doing it. So I've sent them back to you. However, in the meantime, we have an important statement to state. Because Senior Doom has given us the information. So, raft your lines, set up the truing, lay out your posts and drive them in, making sure to keep it straight, usually 2 to 5 kilometers at a time. Double check your line, then loose fit your barbed wire. Then, once you have about 20 meters left in the distance to your ending, post your stretch. The line with a ratchet chain to get it over the line. Tie or join your wire to the ending post and continue till you have done the 5 to 6,000, holy crap, 5 to 6,000 kilometers of fence. Wasn't expecting that. The fencing act. Okay, yeah, no, that's an entirely different kettle of fish. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's how you do fencing. And then the statement that comes afterwards, the fencing accident that happened to me during the final stretch of the wire, there was a weakness and it snapped going across my... Ooh. Yeah, I can see why that'd be a problem. Snapped going across my wrist. Quick heli flight into the hospital with my hand on the side. Ooh, crap. But after we wetted the blood away, the hand, it turns out it barely chipped and I lucked out. Happy out to that. I've thankfully never had an accident situation that had the close of an amputee situation to it. I mean, I had where I bounced my head off of a fucking stone rock floor of the ocean and almost cracked my neck, if that counts. But But I never had a situation where I was close to losing a finger or anything like that, thankfully. I have been quite manual labor adverse, so I've never ended up doing anything like that. I have one scar on my finger here. Unfortunately, I can't show it, but it goes up the strip of my finger here, where a thistle brush ended up coming in and did rip my finger open. So it went from about there up to about there, thistle bush. But other than that, and that obviously wouldn't have done that amount of damage, but did rip open the finger. Other than that, by the way, anyone who's squeamish, my deepest apologies. But yeah, other than that, that's it. I'd say it's cool though. Have you been like everyone else who ends up getting a scar like that and tattooed over it? Like, if it wasn't for the fact I'm deeply adverse to tattoos in the head, I'd tattoo my forehead. I'd shave my head off, showcase a scar again, tattoo my forehead, and then grow the hair again.
Not counting Minoka. I'll admit it's been a while.
God, I only noticed there that he's that he's being funny there, saying he's Deuce Minoko.
So?
Do you even need to ask?
Aw, he ends up getting a bit of hanky-panky tonight. I mean, I do it as well, to be fair. Aww. You lucky bastardo. If I'd known he was getting a bit of hanky-panky, I would have made her wear that. Or at least that, where it's easier to take off the attire, but still. Nah, I've got, as I said, so many scars, it's just another one. I understand that as well.
One down, one to go.
The next one will be...
I plan on getting more tattoos anyway, so thankfully I'm not doing scarification or trying to tattoo scars, because, you know, happy in that way.
About?
The odds of killing axons. Close.
Not zero.
I will say, I am kind of happy that Verso... Now, maybe he's going to get with Lune as well, but I am kind of happy that it was Verso with CL and not Verso with Lune at the moment, because Lune seemed like she was attracted to Gustav. Not that it really matters, considering, you know, you're in life and death situations at the moment. Although he is a bit of a player if he ends up going for both of them.
My fellow night owl.
Night owl?
You never seem to sleep.
I sleep. I sleep enough.
She's like me, I don't sleep at all.
What keeps you up?
What doesn't keep me up?
From one insomniac to another.
Sometimes I just can't turn off my mind.
I mean, that's probably the way I'd end up putting it as well, where your mind just ends up playing tricks on you and you just can't get it to shut the fuck up.
I pick up a puzzle and I can't set it down until I solve it.
That's a fair way of putting it.
And what's your current puzzle?
The talking neurons. The ones that seem to have personalities and thoughts and feelings.
Mononoko.
I'm trying to make sense of the things they said. I know there's an important piece of the puzzle there. We need to find...
I've talked to a few. They mostly spat.
Maybe you weren't asking the right questions.
That's a very, very, very poignant statement. When someone's talking nonsense, maybe you just didn't ask the right questions. I love that way of looking at things.
I'm certainly not as experienced as you.
What about you?
Oh, you know, weight of the world, a tortured soul.
Oh, a funny night owl.
You did, didn't you?
Feels even nicer when people reciprocate.
Sleep is not very restful for me. I used to have horrible dreams, but somehow it was worse when they stopped.
Oppressive void. Interesting way of putting it.
So you
Well, that's not creepy.
Precisely. It's science.
God, I love Lune. I mean, if he wanted to seduce her, I suppose it would be watch what you sleep, but the first one's more interesting. Ah, nah, screw it, I'm doing this.
So does this mean I can watch you sleep?
Although that's creepy.
No, that'd be creepy.
I figured she'd say it.
Right.
That's hilarious. I figured that would end up happening. That's absolutely hilarious. The Tree of Life. Interesting. I wonder what that gradient attack is.
About?
The odds of killing it.
Not 0.
Okay.
You have nightmares too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Back over to this corner because all of their conversations happens over here.
Did your parents?
Yeah, I guess.
Mael means chief and prince, or, you know, I guess, princess.
What are you talking about?
The meaning behind your name.
Oh. What made you think of that?
You said you were an unwelcome surprise, but I think even though your birth was unexpected, it was still celebrated. Your name shows how your parents felt about you.
That's an interesting statement. I wonder in modern day if that's still true. If parents are still putting that amount of thought into names in order to see if it's how you feel about the type of situation. Because I'm almost positive my base name, which obviously I'm not going to tell you, I think it was picked just because it rolled off the tongue a wee bit good. I mean, I like that idea where you have a name that ends up meaning something else. Like my actual full name roughly translates into right hand of the king. Which ironically meant that my parents never thought I'd be the king, the rat bastards. But you know, it's a funny thought when you think about it.
What kind of life they dreamed for you?
Chief. Guess they had bigger dreams for me than I.
Why?
I didn't.
You must have wanted something for the future.
No. All I wanted back then was to leave Lumiere and see some of the world before I gamaged.
That means you're living your dream, Mael.
Well, you've certainly done that. What do you dream of?
Mine was chosen for its Welsh translation, Little King, aka King of a Smaller Land. Interesting! Yeah. Yeah, I mean, technically the combination of both my first name and my second name means, means right hand of the king. It basically, like, I don't know how to describe it. I need to search this up again because so yeah, so it basically means the right right hand of the king, in a big settlement. So, you know, a secure homestead that is there to help people end up expanding, you know. So it's interesting. Mine has multiple meanings as well, like my actual base name. I was always told my base name is German, even though there's plenty of instances of it being Welsh as well. That's an entirely different kettle of fish.
Don't know. Still figuring that out.
Spelling of a name means essentially
What about
two
you, then?
things.
What do you know?
The unorthodox spelling of it comes from Irish and the Welsh variant. But also you can't shorten or nickname my name, unlike my dad, who gets Dick. Well, like, Richard is an interesting bloody name anyway, because I'm guessing Richard is the name, considering you said Dick, because that can get translated into many different ways. Like, you can call yourself Rich, you could call yourself Dick, you can call yourself Ard. Only I know an actual Richard who calls himself Ard. Just funnily enough. But yeah. Yeah. And I suppose, like, it's funny, too, because, like, obviously I did it for the name that I have here on Twitch as well. Like, crack obviously means to enjoy a social activity or have a good time. Attack, in this particular case, means to when enjoying that time, ensure to enjoy it with others. And then central is to make sure that everyone conglomerates together in order to enjoy it. So attacking the crack together is the reason why my name is Crack Attack Central. You know? So everyone ends up thinking about it. King, my friend, what's a crack-a-lackin' with you? How is life treating you? Ironically, just give me 1 second, because I forgot to do this earlier on, and it needs to be done, especially considering you subscribed as well as everything else. And I need to test this. So, everyone, I'll give a shout-out to you in a second too, King. But, Benikage was in here earlier on. Fantastic streamer in his own right. Please give Benikage a bit of a gawk whenever you can. Fantastic streamer. Okay, that means I need to give that more room. And also means I need to lengthen the time of that. Nice to know. So let me do that now. So the average time of a clip is... Random top clip. There. Shout out cooldowns 10 seconds. I'll put that to 30. So we'll see in a second now, King, what your clip is like. So I hope you have a good clip ready for us. Let's go to Clair for a second. I think we can do this. Do that. Move you to there. Okay. And then we'll do this. So I should have enough time to do this now. His is now gone. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a bit of a gawk. Please end up following this person as well. Fantastic streamer in of themselves. And as they say, earphone warning, shout out to the one King. Never mind. You absolute dick. Never mind. That is hilarious. That is genuinely hilarious. Thank you for that. So Frosty Tool is going to have a bit of fun on this one because I genuinely want to figure out what happened there. So we'll try this one more time and see what ends up happening. Hopefully I can interact fast enough in order to... Cool, there we go. I have no idea what that clip was from, but there's the good old King. You know, we need to end up working a bit and getting the kinks put out of the place. But yes, I love this game, to be honest with you, King. We just after beating one of the axons, so that means I think we're about a third of the way through Act 2. We have a nice cell setup done there, but there's more that needs to be done with it. And we are continuing to keep at it, so we'll see what ends up happening. Well, that was an ass clip. I have to clean up my clips. I don't think so, to be honest. I genuinely don't think so. There's nothing wrong with having clips like that. In my particular case, I think the save didn't end up happening because that should have been a longer clip. It should have been 30 seconds. But at the same point in time, I think that it's nice to show quirk in some of your clips there. Like, I have some atrocious clips, but I keep them all the same. Yeah, I figured it was Phasmophobia, but I wasn't 100% sure. I've never actually played it.
What do I want?
Well, what did you used to want?
I would say one of the things I find really weird about this game is the fact that she's 15.
Yeah.
Like,
before the fracture,
I think they should make a bigger deal of the fact that she's 15.
And the lights
But yeah.
dim and the room is harsh.
Thankfully, neither Gustav or Verso are flirty with her. Though Verso is genuinely a flirty person in general. But he is just kind of wise, like a big brother to her, which is really, really nice.
It feels like my
Oh, it's a blast. If you ever want to play, just let me know. I'll play with you. Then the next time the Steam sale ends up coming on, I might end up getting a purchase. And I'll happily end up doing it. We can organize a session at some point. It's hardly on sale at the moment, is it? No. Although it is only 20 quid. This game runs both standard and VR modes. We'll see, anyway. Yeah, the Steam sales are coming up soon anyway, so I'll end up giving a purchase of it and we'll see. I mean, yeah. Mine are as well, King, but for an entirely different reasons. Mine are all spooky because you get to look at this wonderful place. Anyways, I'll stop being weird.
That's lovely.
Oh, Dune, don't worry, because during October, I'm going to do some interesting stuff. Like, for example, the one unfortunate thing with this is I have to work out the logistics a tiny bit due to one particular element of its design blocking me from, being competent anyway in gaming, you know? But, with that being said, you know, so, October could be an interesting time. Who knows? Quack. I have to weigh up the pros and cons of doing the monkey one. But yeah. Don't worry, Duck, you're not getting the song again. You're looking for the clip, aren't you? Yeah, I mean, I could end up doing a full stream with this, I suppose. Just has to be a day where I'm not doing the gym, because this makes breathing a bit difficult, and if you're tired wearing this thing, you get tired really, really quick. Surprising too that it only has these ear follicles, these particular sections here, not to block out the sound, but you still get fairly good diction out of it. Rest your lines, set up the crewing, lay out your posts, and drive them in, making sure to keep it straight, usually 2 to 5 kilometers at a time. Double check your line, then loose fit your barbed wire. Then, once you have about 20 meters left in the distance to your ending, post your stretch, the line with the ratchet chain, to get over the line. Tie or join your wire to the ending post and continue till you have 5 to 6,000 kilometers of fence. That isn't actually, funny enough, that one there isn't being done with the voice modulator or anything. I am okay with voice work. I need to get better with it. It's something I'd absolutely love to do, voice work. People have turned around it before and said you need to end up talking from your diaphragm. I don't know that elements of voice acting. So I'm not able to do it. I'd love to end up getting some singing lessons and stuff like that. It's something I've been planning to do in years. Unfortunately, the area in Ireland I live with is kind of bad for getting that good variants of that. So in the future, might be something I end up doing. But like, give us a second. Oh, thank you. But give us a second here, so. Like, I was doing a bit of recording in the back area there to see what I end up sounding in certain elements. Like, I can do high-pitched voices kind of as well, but they're not exactly great. So, oh, God damn it, I can't even remember any ways that I used to do them. I've done a couple of them on this before, but I don't really have things to end up saying. It's, interesting the ways we end up talking. I love when everything comes together. A great plan executed wonderfully, wonderfully for all to see. I know exactly what it is that I need, that I want, that I desire. Don't worry, it will come. It is time. It is yeah, so like it takes a bit for me to end up getting them, but I'm able to do that type of stuff. I need. Oh, God damn it! He found the clip. Now, unfortunately for ye there, due to the sound suppressor I have on the microphone there, that didn't come across great. But yeah. By the way, King, if you want to truly terrify your audience, take that clip and play it for them. It'll be the scariest thing they end up seeing all of October.
I miss that a lot.
Maybe when this is over, we can fix up the opera house and you can perform for us.
Interesting, an opera house in France.
I want my first concert to be yours. And don't worry, I'll make sure the room is packed.
Oh, no pressure, huh?
Oh, I love their interactions with each other. They genuinely are, like, warm, their interactions. But yeah, no, at some point in time, I might do more work into doing voice acting and stuff like that. Like, the deep voice is the voice that I like the most. It's just the one that's the hardest to end up doing properly. The kind of raspily kind of villainish voice, you know, You want to stop me? You think that you are my better? You think that you have a chance of staying on my level? Never! You know, that type of voice. I love that type of stuff.
Seems you were right. They've grown on you, haven't they? Maybe. They have.
Anyone who's played D&D with me, by the way, ends up either loving or hating those voices, because I get really into characters like that. It's why if I was ever able to get it properly set up and figure my way around Roll20 and actually get a crew of people to end up doing it, I'd love to end up doing an actual Roll20. Yeah, well, the big problem, I think an awful lot of that the voice acting that ends up working like that, where it sounds bad, is direction more than anything else. Like, most people just end up reading dialogue and not thinking about the spacing of it. And it also helps that an insane amount of people don't know how to read. Like, I'm really bad at it as well. When I write, I don't end up putting in commas or anything like that. I just write with the full sentence structure put down there and know the breaks because I'm the one talking, you know? But, like, I think the thing is an awful lot of people don't know that you need to break in commas. You need to do slight delays in full stops. You need to have punctuations and all of that, you know? Oh, yes, I love D&D. Absolutely love it. One of the things I'm working on in my own free time is to modify the 5e system. Modify the 5e system to be orientated into wrestling. You know? It's one of the things I'm working on in the background, see if that ends up working. But I love D&D. Absolutely love it. One of my characters was a cleric known as Maximilian Theodorus Claridius III, savior of the kingdom, right hand to the king and queen, true savior of the people, and humble to boot. Socially inept as well. He was every interaction he had with people was to better the people, but he never realized when he crossed the line. So he'd often make people think that he was an asshole, but he was legitimately just trying to better them. We had an interaction with a knight from another kingdom who he turned around and thought could be the leader of that other kingdom's army. So he berated him every chance he could because he thought he could stand himself good. So, like, stand up straight, hold your chest out, talk with diction and honor and voice and loudness. You can rile anyone up. Talk as if you are ready. Talk as if you are the one. Talk as if you can win. You know. I mean, I kind of agree with you, Doom. Roll20 is interesting, but it's probably the best platform for potentially doing streaming D&D content, unless you end up building your own. And now that they started to adapt it to allow extra bits onto it as well, like its interactions with D&D Beyond, and the fact that they've actually released the Dungeons & Dragons module adaptation to it as well, which I've purchased but I haven't actually used, is interesting as well. Oh, they were cutting Mononoko's hair. Interesting.
Why would I be foolish enough to do that?
Well, you can do some stuff. I can give you some suggestions. Well, please do. Anytime, Doom. Happily.
Just a trim. You look like an overgrown mop.
I beg your
And who knows, at some point in time, maybe we might do a Discord thing or something like that. I don't really blame you. The only reason I use D&D Beyond is because it's handy to have interactivity with it. I still think 5e is the best system they've ended up putting into place at the moment. But I never go with base 5e. It's handy to have everything together. My big problem with D&D Beyond is if you want to add any custom stuff to it, it's a pain in the arse. It doesn't really work particularly well. I've never played a Dark Heresy game now.
We're talking about you, not me.
I don't recall asking.
Stop being grumpy.
You first, then.
Fine.
Okay, what haircut did we get? What haircut do we get? Oh, he gets his hair back in a knot. It actually looks nice.
Nice. Okay, I'm in. Style away.
Aww. Oh, I love their friendship.
Ooh, yes, indeed. This is quite fetching.
What did we do?
Great.
This is the braids.
We're twins.
This is the braids. Aw. It must be the braids. Oh, that's awesome. Yay. Okay, so basically is the flower one without the flowers. Oh, so if we had the original haircut, that would have looked awesome. That's actually really cool. I'm trying to join in on a one-shot that I know another D&D streamer He runs on a Monday. If you're down and want to join, I'll let him know. He's always kind. Yes. Oh, King. King, let him know straight away. I am more than happy to join that. More than happy to join that. Just let me know how roleplay heavy it is, because I need to know whether or not to tone it down a bit, or whether or not to actually go full. That's a brilliant name, Coffee and Dragons. I know there's a spot in Galway that, and to be fair, this is a picture-perfect name for a spot that is D&D orientated. They have a business known as Dungeon and Donuts, which is a fantastic name for a cafe that's constituted around Dungeons and Dragons. I've never watched them, so I'll have to have a gawk and see what it's like.
They've grown on you. Maybe they have.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, do we get some time with Eskia?
What about them? Are you jealous?
I'm supposed to fly too.
Maybe stop losing your rocks then.
Sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, we don't get to grow with Eskia yet.
Maybe.
Sometimes.
Okay.
I'm spoiled that Eskia can fly anyway, so that's interesting to me. But yeah, no, I'll happily end up doing that. As far as I know, he just wants you to be you at the table. Yeah, that's kind of my problem. That's kind of my problem. I'm rarely, if ever, me. Okay, let's bump you up. Okay, cool. Then we're also using Verso. So, game. Okay, Verso is using the dual. Cool. Increase the base damage of this weapon, and this weapon is just awesome, so yeah. Then my L is using this as well, which we don't really need to bump up yet. You are using this. Yeah, which is grand as it is, and you're grand as you are there. We could get you up to 20. I think the person whose weapon is the best at the moment is you. So I think if we can get you to 20, we do. Okay. 1 grand chroma. Probably wasted, but screw it, I'm going to do it. Okay. I have returned to Crackerland. It is a pleasure to have you, Benny. You missed me going through vocal exercises. You missed Doc bringing up the most horrific experience of my streaming career. And you missed the introduction to the fact that I might be joining a D&D campaign on a Monday, which would be wonderful. You also missed your own shout-out, so, you know, that's what you get. But how did the meal end up going? I noticed a distinct lack of attacking the food updates in the Discord. I'm disappointed. The Cracker Basement should have the attacking the food put out there now, Benny. I'm disappointed in you. After being told that you have to do it since you brought up the fact that you're eating, you spoil me. You spoil me, and then you end up teasing me. Ooh. Can sometimes block your path. You can now destroy them. Unexpected rewards. Nice. That's actually really annoying, because it now means I have to go back around some of the map. I might leave that until later and go back later on to do that, but it's nice to know that I have that ability now. Okay. So we've talked to everyone. We've advanced their abilities as much as we can. So it's time to check up on the others. I got a baked pot pie. Not too bad. What type of pot pie did you end up going for, my friend Benny? Is it mushroom? Mushroom and chicken? Is it ham and bacon? What type of pot pie did you go for, if you don't mind me asking? These okay.
Do you mind if I play here?
I have to say, I'm not a massive fan. Ooh. I'm sorry, Verso. You can cut yourself in half and walk around and talk out of your arse, literally. But you can also spawn pianos. If you can spawn pianos, why the fuck don't you spawn it in battle and bonk it on their heads? Yeah, no, unfortunately for me, I also am not a massive fan of mushrooms. I like the extra taste profile they end up giving, but the actual vegetable themselves I've never liked. Like, you cook a steak with a mushroom, but then I throw out the mushrooms. As bad as that is. No bother, King. Enjoy the boonies there. And you're welcome anytime in, even just to lurk, if you want to, my friend. There's no obligation to end up chatting at any point in time. It's just a pleasure to end up talking with you. What type of mushrooms, Doom? Because as much as he's been getting crap at the moment, and I wish I remembered the name of the group that he does it with, Pirate Software has a mushroom sponsor where you can buy all of the facilities in order to grow and cultivate your own mushrooms at the moment. I cannot remember. I don't even know if they ship outside of America, unfortunately. But it's interesting. I love SK dancing in the background. Oh, there's so much about this game I love. The artistry, the direction, the whole lot. One of the things that's interesting with this game, and I hope that it's done with respect, is that before it released, the studio got a film deal. So this game is going to be converted into a movie. It's dangerous to do that on a game that requires the characters' interactions to work together. It seems like this probably won't be included, which is a bit sad. Hopefully the movie shows Verso cut in half. But I hope they end up getting good talent for that. Imagine if Charlie Cox actually came back and played Gustav for that. Buttons are good. They're the same as Propabello, but smaller and sweeter. Oyster and enoki are best fried with a little bit of salt. Okay. I need to expand my
I am ready. I will,
my palate, so I'll end up trying that a bit in the future. Give me that. Ooh, mummy. Mummy. Oh, Esky is singing. Oh. Oh, I love everything about this. Shiitake in my tonatsu ramen. You're gonna hate me for this, King. I have never had ramen. That is something I need to change at some point in time, but my biggest problem is I am a bonkersly picky eater. Unfortunately, when I was young, I had a couple of bad run-ins with vegetables. I remember distinctively eating a Brussels sprout and it being as hard as a golf ball, and as a result of which I don't end up eating much as a result of it. So I have been trying in the last wee while to expand my horizons there and eat things. Like, typically when I go out, I just eat fish and chips. Because I am 100% a carnivore of that type of thing. I'd eat steak all the goddamn time, if I could. Problem is it costs too much in Ireland at the moment. But, I have to expand my, my thing with ramen is I don't eat pasta. So I have to get better about it. I don't eat noodles. I've never eaten noodles, so I need to get better about it. Tonkatsu. Interesting. Tonkatsu. Brussels sprouts are trash. I mean, yes, that's 100% true. Whoever decided that Christmas dinner needs to have Brussels sprouts needs to get shot in the head. No, but I equate noodles and pasta as the same thing. I know they're not, but that type of like I can eat spaghetti bolognese, but I don't like spaghetti. You know, that type of slimy kind of wet. Even though that's not really fair with pasta as well, but I think you know what I mean when I say that type of orientation of food. You know. Please, by the way, that's the reason why Crack a Basement is there, in order to make me jealous and make me try and eat things. And the same for anyone else. If you have recipes or anything like that, I might add an actual section into the Discord for recipes as well. If you think there's any good community building sections that we can add into the Discord, please do add. Like, there's a reason why I have Attack the Gym, attacking movies, crack with our pets, crack bad jokes, video attack of depravity, which basically shows your worst memes possible. Any stories you end up having, attacking your food, stuff like that, you know? Anything you want to, please do as you need to. I definitely do. I definitely do need to expand my culinary repertoire. And I've been trying to in the last wee bit. Like, would you believe... I've only... and I'm a massive fan of chicken. But I've only started to like chili con carne with chicken in it. Yeah, that might piss off a couple of people. But I've only started liking chili con carne with chicken in the last wee bit. Oh. But yeah, no. Send me on some stuff. So do. I do actually need to end up creating. I'll actually create it now in Crack Basement. Crack. Crack our recipes. How the fuck do you spell recipes? That's not how you spell recipes. How do you spell recipes? Recipes. There we go. We have a new text file in Crack's basement, known as Crack Our Recipes. If you want to throw anything in there, please do so. But yeah. Yeah, molecular gastronomy is an amazing thing. I know I used to watch an incredible amount of MasterChef, and Graham Elliott used to talk about how he done that a lot, and used to get bonkersly pissed off when people would take the piss and state that something was molecular gastronomy when it was just absolute horse crap. Which I don't blame him a bit, because it is kind of pulling the piss out of someone else's good work, you know? Consistency is key. You just gotta keep doing new things. Yeah. I'm trying to more and more as time ends up going on. Like, there's a Korean establishment here in the place that I'm in Ireland that I need to go to and try a wee bit more. I'm just cheap, and I don't like leaving food, and my biggest fear is I'll go to one of these spots and just end up leaving all of the food. I really don't want to do that just because I don't like the food, you know? I am a very adventurous eater. I've eaten squid, I've eaten shark, mountain lion. How? Mountain lion. Interesting. Alligator, elk, moose, deer, rabbit, squirrel, eel, many other sea creatures. Lots of raw fish. One of my favorite foods is cow tongue, and I don't hate tripe. Interesting. I wouldn't have the cojones now to eat, at the moment, eat cow tongue or brain or balls or any of that type of stuff. But who knows? Maybe in the future I'll end up expanding my repertoire for that. Our maid was 38 kilograms when she stayed with us for 6 months. We got her up to 48 kilograms now. She can't bring herself to eat shite food. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I'm 113.8 kilograms, Doom. So if you done that to me, I'd probably break through the floor. That is a gorgeous, whatever that little icon is. That is a gorgeous icon, the chili con carnage. I don't like brains, balls. Balls aren't bad. Fair enough. It's just something, again, obviously I've never tried it, so I can't comment. I refuse to comment and call something bad without trying it, you know? So yeah, no, I understand that. I used to work for a Chinese news company, and they were so surprised how I just ate all the food they had at the company. Accused me of being a shadow Chinese. I mean, that's the thing I like about those Eastern countries. So long as you try to parlay with their culture at all, they think the world of you. Like, maybe the Western world has been given the connotation that we're pig-ignorant arseholes, you just refuse to mesh in at all with the culture that comes over in the eastern side. But when I was in Thailand, and I can't remember the word at the moment, just saying thank you in Thai was enough for them to cocoon. Just me turning around, ordering something and going cocoon made them feel so happy that at least I was trying, you know? I don't know if that would matter here in Ireland if you done that, if you went into a Taiwanese restaurant and ended up saying cocoon, because I don't know if they'd actually end up being there, first of all. But it's funny how that ends up working. I always very much surprised at Asian restaurants when I go there and I end up getting free food. Well, that's nice to end up having as well. Yeah. Like, even if I'm not able to properly interact with the culture, I like learning about it. I like understanding it. I'm very open to anything in the world. I think it's funny. I live very much in the black and white of the world. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I tell you exactly how it is. But I am respectful of the grey and understand that an awful lot of people have to stay within the grey. So I try to go into the grey and make it black and white for myself. And just end up going that way. To just understand and relate to how people end up going to. It's the reason why when people come in here, I'm always willing to talk to them. Even if someone's an ass, I'll give you a second to explain yourself. Because I think that's how you need to end up dictating life. How you need to end up holding yourself. There's no point being a dick just to be a dick. Listen and end up expanding. Explore your view. End up being better. You know, to quote the great words of one of the greatest philosophers of all time, the man who gave me the quote for my tattoo here on my arm. Don't be sorry, be better. Yeah, Crack, you would actually lose weight on our food, but also you would be put on a ton of strength and endurance. Well, at the moment for me, when it comes down to food, I'm eating... This is my current diet, unless I end up going out or doing something else. I eat a 5-egg omelette with a scoop of protein powder and creatine, my hydrate, put into it. Stir it up, add 5 big tablespoons of milk in it in order to make the protein powder come into it grand, and eat that in the morning. I then have a protein shake where I add another creatine and another scoop of protein into it. And then in the evening, I get balsamic rice, and putting a tiny bit of spices in that, cooking up the rice, and then getting 2 chicken breasts, cooking them up and eating the rice and the chicken. And that's me. That's it. That's me. That's every day. That's me. Because I'm trying to get the protein up and at least try and be nice. So I need to expand my horizons a bit and be better about it. Because unfortunately, I'm getting much stronger. I'm definitely a third stronger than I was when I came back from Thailand. When I came back from Thailand, I could bench... no, the bench is wrong. I could deadlift 130 kilograms. I'm now at my PB 170. So I'm getting stronger. So, you know, I'm happy with the progress that I'm making, but I need to make more. Feel respected and acknowledge your efforts. I think that's the best way to be. Just don't do a Rowan Atkinson in the Mr. Bean holiday. I love that movie. Mr. Bean Goes on Holidays in the French Riviera is such a good movie, and it's one of Willem Dafoe's most epic performances, because I don't know if he gives a shit. I think he's acting so good in that movie that I think he's acting like he doesn't give a shit when he gives a shit. I think it's one of the fewer examples of an actor giving an atrocious performance on purpose and it coming across brilliantly. I love that movie with a passion. If you get any of what I just said there. Had a guy I was training with for MMA. He had to drop 10k for the fight. I gave him a full food schedule. He dropped the weight within a week to spar, and without having to cut water. Meant he went into the fight without dehydrating and tired. Yeah, awesome. AK, my friend, how are you doing? It is a pleasure to have you. It has been a bit. How is life going? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going... How's life treating you, my friend? We're just taking a Connie. We're enjoying a bit of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, the gorgeous environments, and the fact that I just got through the boss fight. I spent just as long going through cutscenes with the characters as I did the boss, so, you know, typical crap crack. Hell yeah, you have to do it smart. My brother is a professional MMA fighter, and he learnt his lesson the hard way, and he had to drop out of a fight because of his quick cut. I have the height of respect for anyone who is willing to put in the effort to do that type of stuff. I'm currently doing a bit of boxing on the side. It's primarily the reason why my streaming schedule has been 10 shades of crap at the moment. Because I'm wrecked off of it. Like, I done boxing this morning at 7 a.m. So I'm gassed even now. I had a bit of a nap before I ended up going streaming because I wanted to do a bit of a longer stream today, just to thanks all of you and for the bit of sporadic nature of what's been going on. But yeah, it's I have the height of respect for anyone that ends up doing any physical activity such as that. The power, yeah, dehydration. These Lucozade sport bottles, by the way, this cap is fucking unbelievable. But I drink close to maybe 7 bottles of this a day. 7, if not 8 bottles of this a day. I drink gallons of water. The same fight someone else from the same crew hit their weight was good and then decided to go swimming and was 2 pounds over and couldn't fight as well. Is that... I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, King, you'd have a better idea of it than me. I'll get to that point in a second. I'm just after noticing things. AK, congratulations on the results. I'm sorry. Everything needs to be stopped for a minute. Like, give us a second. This is warranted. For anyone that has this situation happen. Wait for it. We'll go back to the point in a second, but this needs to happen. Congratulations to you, AK, for getting your results. Congratulations that you got what you needed. Doesn't matter if they're not at the greatest amount that you wanted them to be at, but you got what you needed. That's all that matters. It won't matter in 10 years' time that the results aren't exactly at the element you want to. Congratulations to you. The height of respect for going through it and getting through it. Greater and better things are coming from you. Fucking awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. And I hope everything goes great from now on as well. Anyway, the point I was making there is I thought in MMA and boxing, once you had done the weight, the weigh-in, it didn't matter what your weight was. Do they check your weight again just before the fight? Because if they did, I didn't know that was a thing. If you have to rely on water to make weight, you were doing it wrong. Oh yeah, no, that wasn't my point, Doom. It's just I drink a lot. But I can understand that. That's just absorbing it through the skin. If you could dehydrate your body, you grab it. I remember a dumbass fighter dying because he tried to lose too much weight so quickly. I mean, it's not even fighters that have done it. Actors have done it as well. I think one of the most detrimental things that he ever did to himself was Christian Bale went from morbidly... by the way, the order of this might be wrong. But he went from morbidly obese to anorexic or vice versa. I can't remember which one. But he done them so fucking quick with each other, his metabolic system was fucked for 3 years. Like Christian Bale ended up doing that. The height of respect to him for having the ability and the willpower and the intensity to do that. But crikey, it's something you shouldn't do. It's one of the reasons why, after Heath Ledger, the kind of respect on method acting kind of went into the water. You know? I understand method acting. I understand that to go into a dark place, you need to put yourself into a dark cycle. Robert Pattinson putting himself into a dark room for 6 weeks in order to get ready for the Batman. I understand. But you have to be careful in the way you end up doing stuff. Cody, the code breaker, Linne, you should check out his height. He's second class in the state. Okay, I'll check that. Cody, the code breaker, Linne. Interesting. 9... Ooh, yeah. 9 wins, 3 losses. Oh, god damn it, you're showing me someone with a birth date in the 2000s in a professional sport. You're an ass king! God damn it, you're making me feel old. But yeah, I'll have a gawk at that. In boxing they don't, but in MMA they do. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Well, I hope the apprenticeship goes fantastic for you, AK. Hopefully, at some point you'll come in here and let me know it's everything you dreamed of and it's going fantastically. You did check. No one did do his weigh-in yet. His weight was good before the weigh-in, and they checked in, and he decided to go swimming before the... Idiot. Feckin' idiot. Absolute idiot for doing that. Yeah, I remember him doing that, and it was rough. He said he'd never do it again. Screw that. Yeah. Yeah, but Bale is a fantastic actor in of himself anyway. Even he doesn't need to do it, to be honest, to have the acting prowess that he has. But there are some people that just take it a bit too far in the way that they end up working, in the way that they end up doing things. But I have the height of respect for anyone in athletic sports that ends up doing this stuff. By the way, where the fuck am I going? Okay, so we've done that there. Move. Okay, we can't go there. We can't go there. We have... I hate this map. I hate this map. I hate this map. I hate this map. Okay. I genuinely hate this map. Okay, so we can't get to the Sinister Beach. We've done the Gestural Cave. Okay, it's time to go on to this new one. No bother. I wonder if that's my side. I hope not. Oh, Bex, thank you so much for the love. Aww. Okay. Yeah. Cool. No bother. I lost my train of thought there for a second. And I'm doing crap at getting it back. I will say too, like, this is a fantastically beautiful water effect. It doesn't need to, like, water doesn't need to be ultra detailed. This type of lighting effect on water just makes it beautiful. I got ads for a bit, so I missed like the last 2 minutes. No bother. That's on me. I need to be better about looking to see when the ads actually are. I had the thing... I'll actually set it up again. Give us a second. Because at least it pops up for me to remind me as well. Enable that. Cool. So it should pop up now, so it'll give me a better idea when the ads are. Basically, just congratulations, AK, and hopefully the apprenticeship is everything you dreamed of. Okay, so we're going into the second Aeon now. There's nothing new here. I suspect we're going to have to do a lot of busy work before we end up doing anything for the actual Aeon, but this should be a bit of crack. So I think... bit like that. Fine. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Funny fact, the movement physics in this game for like the cloaks and hair and stuff is the same program they use in gacha games to make characters super cute and flowy. Yes! Here's another fun fact when you're on about physics. Dead or Alive Volleyball has a... How to put this delicately? How to put this in a way that ends up giving it the full gravitas of what it is. For those of you that know that game, you know exactly what the appeal of that game is. That game has wonderful bassets. We'll call them bassets. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And they spent 2.7 million quid working on the bassets, and the bassets bounce. That, to this day, supposedly is the best basset bounce in gaming industry as a result of the amount of work they've ended up putting into it. It was so revolutionary, in fact, that they ended up putting the basset bounce as a patent and still have it to this day. So, yes, indeed. I love little facts like that. Jiggle physics, that's a great way of putting it. Amanda, my friend, what's a crack-a-lacking with you? It has been some time. Are you still in the Russian peninsula, my friend, or are you back home where you belong? How is life treating you? Was it worth it? AK, that's why are you asking that question? Of course it was worth it. Just search up an image of Dead or Alive volleyball and you'll know that the jiggle makes you bounce happily, my friend. I mean, yeah, Unreal Engine 5 has done masterful works for physics. I remember, like, back when I was actually considering doing game development, and it was one of the things that made me fearful of going into game development, is I watched back in 2015 an Unreal Engine 4 stream, where they brought on a senior developer. Now, I understand it's a senior developer, but the senior developer was there just coding, and he had a room there, and he was talking about lightning mechanics. And someone turned around and said, what would end up happening if you tried to do a chain lightning effect? A chain lightning effect. And he turned around and he says, well, chain lightning would just go off of one particular character to the other. And then the person turned around and said something awesome. How would you do a chain lightning effect in Devil May Cry? And he just clicked. And he, there and then, within an hour, created a physics altercation to the system that he had set up for his lightning effect that bounced the fucker off of every movable object in the goddamn area. It was so beautiful. The coding, the structure, the way he went down it, it is mesmerizing, the crap that Epic's team can do. It is, honest to God, if they wanted to make more money than they already are, they should have a 24-hour stream where they just put senior developers there coding the gaming structure of physics. It was beautiful. I mean it when I say it blew my goddamn mind. But it also reminded me of how inadequate I am in that space, because there's not a fucking chance in hell I'd be able to do that. Now, he was a senior developer who knows the engine back in hand because he built the fucker. But, you know, it's still, like, it's just magical seeing that type of excellence. It's like seeing a really good chef or a really good boxer. It's just magical, you know? Anyway, sorry, that was me fanboying. I'm back home for a festival on Sunday and Saturday, sir. A pleasure to hear. Do you mind if I ask which festival it is, and are you happy to end up going to it? Is it an overnight one? AK, you've finally seen the wonder that is Devil May Cry volleyball. Godot is fantastic. Godot is fantastic. It's a very good 2D development system. I would argue at the moment that Game Maker 2 is probably better than Godot. KW on TikTok. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? It is a pleasure to have you. Is life going good? Is life going grand? Is it all going saucy? How is things with you? We're about to enter this fantastic area here. Its beauty and tranquility has got us talking about game development and assets and all of the same. Oh no, like, it's fair. I just know a little bit about game development. Like, when it comes down to 2D stuff, if you're currently working on the big environments, Unity is probably better than Unreal for 2D stuff. However, currently you'd probably be better going for Game Maker than you would be Unity. Godot is good because you can end up doing 3D assets. So if you wanted to do a 2.5D game, you go for Godot over Game Maker, in my personal opinion at the moment. But there's loads of stuff that ends up going, and in games development, they all end up running into each other grand. Unity is rough, but the thing with Unity is there's so much developmental, like, community advancements in it, and attachments and inclusions and extensions that can be added onto Unity, that it makes it a hell of a lot easier. If you're doing Unity base, you're damn right it's tough. But nobody uses Unity base. Yep, it's a camping festival. It's Despiel in the small town of... I'm not going to try this. Amanda, I will try this, but... apologies for the butchery. Hilvarenbach. And yes, I use the in order to hide my pronunciation. In Varnenbach. Unity is rough. It's for more experienced hands. Maybe that's my issue. I don't know if I agree with you, King. It depends on what you like in a system. Unity... doesn't really have Unreal's blueprint system, and as a result of which it is very much code-based. So you need to be good with code more than you need to be with sight. And as a result of which, Unreal can be an awful lot better for people who are new to it. Unity, you have to be good with code. You have to understand yourself better than that. But for the extensions that are going into it as well, there's an awful lot of stuff that need to be done with it as well. Making brand new physics assets in Unity can be a pain in the arse. Like if you wanted to create a tree irrigation system where trees end up spawning congruently in TikTok, your voice is lagging. So I'll be honest with you, KW, there is a reason for that. I haven't yet figured out with TikTok how to get this right. In order to get the sound to come true on TikTok at the moment, and just a bit of a description, because I'm actually working on this, but thank you so much for bringing it up, because maybe that's why people refuse to comment. I am using the virtual camera function on OBS, so this. So if I knock off the virtual camera, this happens. Okay, so that ends up happening. As a result of that, I am using a 100% vertical distinctor that I have for YouTube in order to do it. When I done this and I tried to get the audio working correctly, the audio source on TikTok kept interfering with the audio source on Twitch. So I am getting TikTok to just listen to my base system's audio, okay? So I literally, the audio you're hearing of my voice is a playback of the audio from Twitch, which means, unfortunately, there's about a 10-second delay. Let me know how annoying that is to listen to, if you don't mind. You're the first person who's come in, so I'd love to go through a little bit of this troubleshooting with you, if you don't mind. If it's a problem, then please do. Do you do live on OBS? I mean, kinda. I'm using TikTok Live Studios in order to go live on TikTok. I asked ChatGPT about it. ChatGPT turned around and basically said, you can use an audio diffuser to end up setting things up. When I tried it, I wasn't able to get it up and running properly. So I'm working on it currently. This is the best setup I have currently to make everything look good and sing good and fit good. But I am going to continue to work at it. Like, I'm commenting with the past and the present and the future. I suppose. But who knows? Maybe that's a new niche. Does it feel cool? Amanda says it's decibel. Oh, so it's like decibel, as in like the sound. Decibel, the noise measurement. Interesting. But I did pronounce heaven back the pronunciation. Cool. Well, what type of festival is it too, Amanda, if you don't mind me asking?
The architecture looks very different here.
This kind of place never existed.
Hard
before
dance
the
music.
fracture.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Feels.
Like, I'm looking forward to it like nobody's business to go to WWE at the end of the month in Paris, but I have to go to more stuff. What's the holy crap about, Duck, if you don't mind me asking? For today, my friend, anyway, KW, my apologies about it. But my channel name is the same across all of my stuff. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Kick, and I'm on Twitch. It's CraicAttackCentral on all of them. So if you want to come over, please come over. Thanks for letting me know about that. It does mean that I have to do more work on making TikTok more viable. So I appreciate this more than you know. I genuinely appreciate it. I mean, Duck, you just had it loud because you missed the tranquil serenity of my beautiful voice. You missed its glorious intensity. You missed its succulent aroma. You missed its brilliance, its somberness, its sexiness. I went into a weird place there. I am there for 3 nights. I go over on the Sunday for Clash in Paris. I stay there that night. I stay there for the Monday night because there's a Monday Night Raw, and I stay there on the Tuesday night. Well, I'm not staying there on the Tuesday night. I'm flying out the Tuesday night, staying in and around Dublin for flying back. But yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough, KW. In that case, I will actually, because it causes performance issues all over the rest of them, I will finish up. No, not at all. Not at all. I appreciate it. I appreciate it more than you know. Don't worry. One thing with me on all of the stuff that I'm in is I want valid criticism. I enjoy people's conversations. I want to improve. So you're the first person to say it to me. I have it in my ear, the TikTok, currently, and it sounds good to me, but I'm not watching it, so I can't tell. So I appreciate it more than you know. When you join Twitch, just let me know, and we'll give you a proper hurrah, hurrah for coming in, because genuinely it's appreciated to let me know. But yeah, oh, that's quite a lot of time, actually. You can fit in a lot of activities. If you have any recommendations, Amanda, let me know, because I've never been to Paris. This is my first time going to Paris, and I want to enjoy it. So please, let me know. Had a phone at the furthest point away from me downstairs while I was taking a tinkle. Upstairs, I could hear you loud and clearly. Well, that's fantastic. My voice is beautiful. No bother, my friend. Anyways. Holy crap, like, Jesus. I joke about the assets and the whole lot in this game, but crikey, this is beautiful. I have a feeling we might be going straight into the Aeon fight. Which is actually semi-concerning if we are. Oh, Doom, like... I've loved this game since the minute I've ended up spawning it, and I recommend everyone end up doing it. KW, thank you so much for the comments on TikTok. And now that I know that, I will do everything in my power to improve it for further times, because I want to try and get people over. And if you can think of anything else or want to say anything else, please let me know. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. We have a good community here. We like to talk, like to end up talking about it. There's a Discord link there as well if you want to end up joining. Please, anytime you want to, comment in any ways, get into the conversation, tell us what you think. Have you seen this game before? Do you like this type of game? What's the crack with yourself, my friend? But yes, I love this game. I love the way it's set up. Now, one of the things I find interesting with this game, and I understand it, but I'm not 100% sure how to feel about it, is it started a conversation with the Final Fantasy community. And the Final Fantasy community has this feeling that it needs to kind of nick stuff from this. I kind of have the feeling that the Final Fantasy community needs to split in 2 ways and do the kind of action-surgy, semi-turn-based crap that it has been doing, or move to Final Fantasy 16 with good writing. And although it would be cool to see the likes of Final Fantasy 7 Remake in this type of style, I don't think you need it, because it's slightly more complicated, you know? I think the base mechanics of Final Fantasy 7 Remake is good. I think they just over-egged the pudding in the writing of that story, and for Rebirth, they just extended it a wee bit too long. Did that remake need to be 3 games? No. Did the character assassination of Red, God, what's Red's actual name? Anyway, you know what I'm on about. Red need to end up happening? No. But I like the interactions that the Final Fantasy have in Rebirth. I don't think Rebirth is as bad as some people end up thinking it needs to be. I just think they need to work incredibly on the writing. I really didn't try any Final Fantasy games. Should I play them? By the way, I'll just 1 second, Nova. Yes, I'll definitely have a gawk at the Notre Dame, and if I get some time, I want to go and see the Louvre as well, Amanda. But yes, you definitely should try the Final Fantasy series. It depends on what type of games you're into. The actual best starting point for the Final Fantasy franchise is a game I don't have great time for, but it is the best way to get into it, is Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X is the best way to understand Final Fantasy because it gives you a distinct realization of both worlds of Final Fantasy. Although it is 100% turn-based, if you like the aesthetical design and the structural integrity of the lore and the whole lot in Final Fantasy X, you will like... You will tolerate Final Fantasy 13. You will like Final Fantasy 14 if you bothered your arse to pay the money for it. You will like Final Fantasy 15, and you will be intrigued with Final Fantasy 16 until the writing ends up killing itself. But it also sends you back in the direction of the other ones. So if you like the turn-based play of it, I would go 10, 7, 8, 6, 9, 4, 3, 1, and 2. So 10 is the best way to go into it. I don't know how to feel about 10-2. 10-2 is always a bit odd to me. But I also think you should try Tactics at some point as well. Yeah. My opinion, the best Final Fantasy is 6, but I'm a massive fan of Kefka. But I would highly recommend you end up having a gawk at it. I mean, I understand that. The good thing about the Final Fantasy franchise is it goes on sale all the goddamn time, Nova. So that's the one really good thing about it. You can end up doing that all the goddamn time. So we'll see what ends up happening with them. This game is very much inspired by Final Fantasy. But if you... I'd recommend you get this more than anything else. And I am the same. I hope this game gets Game of the Year if you don't have it. Big open world, great story, really, really good skill system. Interesting. I haven't played 12. So I can't comment on 12. The one thing with Final Fantasy is they have two characters that are universal. Sid, who is a different character in each spot, but there is always a Sid. And Gilgamesh, who is always the same character. He doesn't appear in all of the games, but he's... Oh, the fuck is this?
Is she the Axel?
That is...
Yelen, she who plays with wonder.
Oh my god, what is this?
It's so...
God, I love anything that interacts with the eyes like that. Oh my god.
What's going on?
I don't know.
She's manipulating your emotions. You have to focus. Remember why you're here. Be careful. They call her she who plays with wonder. But what she really does...
God, if they make the movie of this, I wonder how they're going to do this segment. More and more, this is making me feel like this should be a series when they end up making it into live action something. That is fucking gorgeous. That can't be understated. That is gorgeous. Holy crap, that's gorgeous. That is unbelievable. There is a cool character in Final Fantasy. It's a white-haired villain. Maybe he's cool. There's loads of really good characters in Final Fantasy Nova, I'll tell you that. White hair is not a distinctive factor to let me know which villain you're on about, but it could be Kefka. Is it white-haired and looks like a clown, or which one? Because the big-haired, white-haired guy could be Sephiroth either. Does he have one wing? But as Doom was saying there as well, Kingdom Hearts is Disney mixed with Final Fantasy. And that's my favorite game franchise of all time. And at some point in time, I'll end up playing Kingdom Hearts. I love that. He looks like a prince. Okay. So. Is it him? Yeah, that's Sephiroth. Yeah. Edge Lord the man, but everyone loves Sephiroth. Everyone loves what Sephiroth. And his song One Winged Angel is probably one of the most unique songs in gaming history. This guy saved Ubisoft. Just to be honest with you, this guy saved Ubisoft. If he and Final Fantasy VII didn't work, the entirety of that company was going to end up sinking into the ground. The sad thing with Sephiroth is his character design is far better than his actual character, but I don't know what to say about Sephiroth. My best thing to say is, as annoying as it is to do this, play the original Final Fantasy VII before you touch the remake. And then be in a world of pain if you decide to go down into the lineage of this character. Because Final Fantasy VII has so many goddamn feckin' spin-offs and plot ascensions to it that it'll boggle the mind. Like, Advent Children is a fantastic addition to Final Fantasy, but crikey does it make things difficult. I would recommend buying the original first. Now, one thing to note with the original, by the way. Why are you making this so notoriously difficult, you pain in the arse? Yeah, the unfortunate thing is he looks like that in the original. Like, just so you're aware, it's old school graphics. Like, there are scenes of him looking like proper Sephiroth, like that's one of the scenes there. But yeah, that's Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII. Just so you're aware. Still really, really, really worth playing, really, really worth going at. But just graphically, be aware, be ready. It holds up remarkably well. Remarkably well. Mainly because it's a turn-based RPG. But just be ready. Like, don't be showing the final boss. Don't be showing the fuck off. Don't be showing the final boss. Yeah, like one of the remakes of 6 makes them look like that. So this is the problem with Final Fantasy. They've had these kind of chibi overlooks, but all of the characters are kind of showcased in the small style like this more than the 3D graphics that everything end up having. I recommend going as close to the original as you can. Like, there's Kefka in the original Final Fantasy VI, for example. Final Fantasy VII went for a more 3D orientation. It needed to. It literally was the end of Ubisoft if it didn't work. So they outright needed to. But, god damn it. Why isn't... Yeah, bear with me now. Something's not working. Pop-ups, stream, advertisement scene. So why isn't the advertisement scene working? It's active. There. Oh, I know why it isn't working. Never mind. I know why it isn't working. Yeah, so it is working. It's just not working in this particular case because Google Chrome is above it. Yep. Okay, fair enough. So it is working. Fair enough. Sorry, just teching some stuff in the background. But, this saved Squaresoft. Final Fantasy VII saved Squaresoft. Final Fantasy VI is one of the best RPGs of all time. It has problems, specifically around the second half of the game. Depending on how you like the story of Final Fantasy VI, you will have problems with it. But I recommend all of the original Final Fantasies, to be honest with you, Nova. But Final Fantasy VII is the most influential game of all time. That's a factual statement. It is the most influential game of all time. Its effect is still being felt in gaming to this day. Its effect in storytelling is still being seen in movies to this day. It is the most influential game of all time. It saved Ubisoft. It saved the RPG system. And that's not stating it's a good game. But it is the most influential game ever released. Everyone should go and play the original Final Fantasy VII at one point in time just to recognize what saved RPGs. Without Final Fantasy VII, this game wouldn't be a thing. Simple as. It also caused 6 was the SNES and 7 was the PS1. Yes, you're dead right on that one, Betty. Dead right on that one. And the PS could handle the upgrade in graphics. But, like, the thing is, that what an awful lot of people don't know is the game industry was heading to a decline after 6. 6 didn't make that much money for Ubisoft. And the only company that was making money was Nintendo. No other game company was really making money around the time that ended up happening. Final Fantasy VII was the jolt of life back into the game industry that it ended up happening. So whether you like Final Fantasy VII or hate Final Fantasy VII, it is insanely influential. Insanely influential to all of gaming. Honestly, 7 was okay. It's one of the better Final Fantasies. It's just glazed so much, and like maybe top 5 FF. Definitely top 10 though. I mean, yes, you're right on that one. Because if there are 2 games with Squaresoft, it was made by Square Enix, not Ubisoft. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up on the names because it was Squaresoft that became Square Enix. So I meant Square Enix, not Ubisoft. My apologies. But it saved Square Enix. Final Fantasy saved Square Enix twice. You're right. You're right to call me on that one. I meant Squaresoft. So that's why I was getting mixed off, because it's Ubisoft, Squaresoft, and Square Enix. I'm just getting the names mixed up. You're right. But it not only saved Square Enix, it saved all of gaming at the time, because there was a downturn in gaming when that was coming down, and there was a legitimate worry from investors that gaming wouldn't end up happening. It saved the entirety of the industry and made people know that RPGs could actually end up being successful. So that's why it's so important. And its influence has been felt in games since. Ironically, it's not... I agree with you. It's not... It's glazed far more than it deserves to be as a game and as a story. In fact, I prefer 8's story to 7's story. Don't worry, I'll let the Final Fantasy fans burn me in themselves. But there's a reason why everyone wanted a remake of 7. It's just a shame they fucked it up. No bother, Benny. Have a great time, and I'll chat you later, my friend. It's still a very good game. It's just a matter of what you think. Like, ironically, the best, like, legitimately the best Final Fantasy game probably is 10. I just don't like 10. Okay, so, let's get back to this. Oh, that's creepy. I mean, I agree with you, Benny, but, like, in terms of everything you want a Final Fantasy game to be, it probably is the quintessential Final Fantasy game. But, yeah. I probably agree. I like my favorite Final Fantasy is 6. My biggest problem with 6 is the second half. 6 has the problem of it has too many characters, and the fact that you can lose every single one of them is a problem. But that's an entirely different kettle of fish. Like, I don't know how to feel about that. I think every character, every playable character should be important. If you have playable characters that you can throw to the wind, I don't like that myself. It's the reason why I was never able to get into the Skya franchise, where you can end up having random mooks like that. That's the reason I don't like 6. There are too many characters in it. Terra, at the same point in time, is one of my favorite protagonists in gaming, and the sign of a female character not done as tokenism. One of the original strong female characters, Terra. Oh, don't worry, Nova. Nothing we are talking about here isn't complete surface level. Isn't complete surface level. And what's fantastic about it is all of the games that we just mentioned there, are still very much playable today. They mightn't have some of the accessibility features that they have today, but they're still very much playable today and still very much fun. So you'll get to enjoy that as well. What I'm on about with Final Fantasy VI is a personal gripe. Don't worry, play the game, you'll figure it out. In fact, it's a slight spoiler. But if you go and you play that game, you'll enjoy it. So I wouldn't worry about it at all. It is beautiful. Final Fantasy. Beautiful. And I recommend anyone end up doing it. And if you are a fan of Final Fantasy and don't really want to play the games but want to experience the games, I recommend you go and you watch the Twitch streamer Pez. P-E-Z-Z. I follow him. I think he's Australian as well, Doom, to be honest. But he is a Final Fantasy fanatic. He consistently does Final Fantasy. He does streams where he goes from one Final Fantasy game all the way over to the end of the Final Fantasy franchise. Like, he's kind of bonkers in that relation. Let me see if I can find him. No. Yes. This one here. I'm not going to give him a shout out because he's not been in my chat. And actually, fuck it. Who gives a shit? Screw it. I know he's not in my chat, but who gives a shit? This one. I highly recommend. God damn it! This clip. Of all the clips it could give. I highly recommend you have a gawk at his stuff. Like, the way he delivers lore, the way he ends up going through stuff, if you're into Final Fantasy, is unbelievable. Genuinely. He does other stuff as well, but his Final Fantasy stuff is incredible. I highly recommend it. It's just hilarious. The clip it gave is complete shite. But yes. I'm playing right now A Plague's Tale. I'm trying to finish it, and then I'll start Final Fantasy. I haven't played A Plague's Tale yet. I have heard phenomenally good things about it. How have you found it thus far, Nova, if you don't mind me asking? It's something I need to have a gawk at some point in time. I heard A Plague's Tale 2 is one of the best games that's been released in the last 10 years, supposedly. That could be an insane amount of hype, but I've heard phenomenal things about it.
Familiar.
Also, it's phenomenal how they've managed to make brownness look so different.
Never seen it.
I'm playing the first game right now. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Not too bad. Happy out. Well, at least you're enjoying it, so that's all that matters. Okay. Oh, crap baskets. Okay. This is my first fight in about an hour and 30 minutes, so I've been playing this game well. Unfortunately, Duck, I know absolutely nothing about 12. Absolutely nothing about 12. It's one of the Final Fantasies that completely escaped me, so I can't comment on it. Interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. So we can actually hit these. Oh, they have good evasion. Pardon my question that took your time. No, Nova. Never apologize for a question here. And unfortunately, this is probably one of the problems with the stream. I will take my time with this, and I will enjoy the game. And so long as people enjoy watching it, I will end up doing it. The primary game I do on here is Football Manager, okay? My streams can go between 2 to 4 hours long. I typically get through 4 matches. That is bonkersly slow in comparison to my compatriots that do Football Manager. I will take the time. I will converse with you. I enjoy this. If the game is really connecting to me, I'll continue to play and talk with you where it ends up permitting me. In this particular case, I'm just enjoying the conversation, and the eccentricities for my memory and the whole lot require me to do an awful lot of hand movement and shit that doesn't relate to the game. I am enjoying this. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. So do not apologize at all. In fact, I appreciate it more than you know. Continue to ask questions, continue to interact, and continue to share the stream. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the screen. But yeah, no. Maybe I'll do Final Fantasy 12 at some point in time, since you guys turn around and say it's the best. I know nothing about Final Fantasy 12. Football Manager, haven't heard that name in a while. Yes, and Amanda, 26 was announced, would you believe? The screenshot it gave doesn't give me much enjoyment, but oh Christ. Luna's magic is crap. Yep. There's a trailer for it, the whole lot. It's not a great trailer, but have a gawk at it if you want to. Why are we missing? Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay, it's one of them ones. Fair enough. Okay. So what, if they just turned into being flying minions now? Yes. Okay, that's... They did a remake for 12 and it runs beautifully. They're actually done something, tear in my eyes. As a person who likes managing things, you'll love the skill trees in 12. Okay. Is it on, I'm guessing it's on Steam. Let me have a gawk. I don't even, like, I'm 12 is one that completely passed me by. I don't even know who the main character is in 12. Fantasy 12. Zodiac Age. Wait, that's 12 is a MMO, isn't it? Oh no, it isn't. Oh, okay. Zodiac Age. Okay. I'm definitely waiting for it to go on sale. There's no way I'm spending 50 quid on it. But yeah, no, the next time if it goes on sale, I'll purchase Final Fantasy 12 and I'll give that a go. Nice. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll give 12 a go the next time. So, I probably will still have Clair Obscur going at some point in time between now and then, considering the speed at which I'm playing the game. But I'll definitely do that. Yeah. Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about 11 either, by the way. We had a person come into the stream here trying to tempt me to get into 14, and he almost did it until Doom convinced me otherwise, because he's an intelligent person that wants to protect me. Oh, cool. We actually have this unlocked, so we can break this. But yeah, no. Don't just Nova. Never feel sad about bringing up a point or chatting or just lurking. Please, feel free to converse in any way you feel so. We like to be open and fair with everyone who ends up coming here. And again, thank you so much for the comments on TikTok. I'll have to look into that. By the way, one of the things you get to enjoy so much with Final Fantasy is this. Although I'm sure you've heard about this somewhere. Yeah, Doom, you need to get your head examined. Why are you watching me for almost 3 days? Oh, Doom. Oh, Doom. What have we gotten? What one have we moved to? Where are we now? Oh, no. No. You can guess what exactly this voice is doing. This voice physically hurts me. Physically hurts me, this voice. There are many voices that have appeared on that make me semi-angry with you, Duck. This one doesn't semi make me angry with you. It makes me fucking livid with you. No, he said. Don't worry, minutes. I have a channel there that changes the voice. In this particular case, he has managed to randomly select the belch, which adds sounds into the voice. So yeah. There are other ones that kind of, such as this. We can move over to a far nicer voice that has a bit more love within its elements. I have these deactivated because some of them are bonkersly loud, but these can end up having these type of sound effects at the back of them too that make them nicer to end up having as well. But they can be bonkersly loud depending on how they're coming through. So, you know, be careful when it comes down to that. And of course, we also have other stuff like when we were with Doom and Simus, give Doom a bit of emotional flashbacks and PTSD. The a voice. Yep, you have to give me the stretch there, the stretch command. What are you up to now, Doom?
Love your downstairs.
That hurts.
Well, I guess it's better that FM is no longer. I mean, yeah, it's better now that I'm not consistently turning around stating that the game that the bloody studios cancelled. Have you any interest in going on to it? Here. I actually love this voice. This voice is called the Spellcaster. I have no idea why it's called the Spellcaster, but it's called the Spellcaster.
Gilles, 55th. I don't understand. The weaponry worked brilliantly up to now. Augmenting Pictos with music was a stroke of genius. But the sonics have no effect on the Nephrons here.
And I love the way they
It's as if
pronounce the
can't even
names
hear our
sometimes in
music.
this.
They just keep dancing to their own. We're running out of ideas. I miss my girls so much it kills me. It hurts thinking that I could have been home right now playing music while they dance. Rochelle would have given birth by now. I could be holding my first grandchild. Instead, I'm here. No. No. There's still a chance. And someone has to fight for them. I can't let them down. Drums,
Okay,
maybe that one.
give us a minute or two. We're going to swap things over, my friends. We're going to have a Doom come live with us again in a second. So, Space Marines, Space Marines, Space Marines 2. Go live there. You're done there. I need to find a spot to save, so just bear with us a second now. That gotten there. Oh, no worries. I'm still at this for a bit anyway. It takes Space Marines a good 5 minutes to load anyway, so we need to let that happen in the background. Thankfully, well, we'll actually be testing the capabilities of this computer now in a second, because I'm going to be running this game and Space Marines at the same time, so there is quite a substantial chance my computer goes fuck off, crack, in a second. I will give you the exact schematics of the PC I have. I don't think I ever made that command, did I? No, I didn't. So bear with me 1 minute and I'll give you the exact schematics of what my PC is. Because it's not a monster by any means of the imagination. But a fantastic friend of the stream who I've streamed with once or twice before in the past, who maybe we'll end up doing again in the future, DeBounce, ended up helping me construct this computer. They done a fantastic way about it. We have to, at some point in time, go back and play more Dark and Darker at some point in time in the future with him. But for the most part, it is this. Although we have changed that processor. How do I see what my processor is? I want to tell you exactly what it is. Bear with me. Got to up. Control tab. To there. Performance. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Thought it was that. So I have upgraded it ever so slightly from the original system that I ended up having. So it is this. It is a different tower as well, mind you. I needed to get a bigger tower, but I don't have the name of the tower. So the only thing wrong on this at the moment, Nova, in the facilities I'm giving you there, is the name of the tower. I have no idea what the name of the tower is for this particular computer, but that is the computer I currently hold. I'm actually going to make that into a command now, so bear with me 1 second. Specs. Cool, so now there's a hashtag specs command for anyone that wants to end up having a look at it as well. I might just get rid of the tower at some point in time from it, but that's it there. So yeah. It's not Saber Games. It will be optimized quite well. I mean, yeah, to be fair, Space Marines runs fairly well. It's just when we were playing Space Marines, the really funny thing about it was Simus, who we were running with, which, by the way, those of you that are here, another absolutely fantastic streamer. Recommend you look at him with all of my heart. Space Marines, Pal World, elements such as that. I highly, with the height of respect, recommend you go and you view his stuff as well. He played this with us. Okay, so we need to duplicate you to there. Do that. So just bear with me now. I'm doing some stuff in the background. We can continue to talk, but just I've added some bits to this sense, so I need to fix the scenes. So we go there. Do that. Cool. Then we can come to here. And this one is 2, so we go rename you. We do that. We go and we do this. Okay. I got some very news relevant but slightly political facts for today. Well, let us know what they are, Amanda. We're always willing to learn more information. Please let us know. I don't really get into media a lot. I have a 4-hour a day, so I can enjoy my day. It's fascinating. Interesting. What do you do, if you don't mind me asking, that limits you to 4 hours a day for media? Because that's kind of fascinating to me, that it's kind of like that, Nova. Even more so that I have managed to nick you for about an hour of that time. And more so with that being the case, what type of smoke are you smoking that you've chosen to waste your time on me as opposed to more pertinent things or more fun things to end up having, if you don't mind me asking? What is that? Horse tortiment. What? My apologies. What is that? Are you trying to say horse tournaments? Like you train horses? Oh, nice! Oh, that's awesome! What's your favorite type of horse, if you don't mind me asking? Vladimir Putin is the first ever Russian leader that has visited Alaska since the Russian Empire sold Alaska to America. That's very interesting, to be honest. I'm happy that the Orange Carrot has managed to have a meeting with him. Hopefully something good comes out of it now, to be honest. I'm not as negative, by the way, just so you know here, in case it's a problem with you. My feelings on the Orange Carrot aren't as bad as many others. Okay, so that comes up to there. We do that. Weird. Why is it? Yeah. Oh no! Don't do that to me. Oh, don't do that to me. Oh, crap baskets. Okay, fair enough. We'll have to fix you later on. It looks like when we go over to Warhammer, we're going to be missing a couple of functionalities. That is bonkersly annoying. Bear with us now. I know this isn't the most exciting crap in the world, but bear with us. Actually, yeah, that's a complete mistake there. We went with that, and we put you there, down like that, I think. And Clair Obscur, and we had Frosty there. It is this. We go snipping. Yeah. I'm actually now going to finish TikTok. So anyone that was on TikTok, you can come over to Twitch if you want to. But there's no one there, so there's no point in me at that. I'll try and fix the TikTok issues later. So that's nice. Go off, you tit. Okay, cool. So let's look at what you were saying there. Rabian, you can check my tick. It has a pic. Okay, I'll have a look at your TikTok afterwards. And have a gawk at it. That should be fine. You then go. That's you there. We go back to you, and then we have you there, and we go there, and we go here, and we move you there. Interesting. Oh, okay, so that's bonkers that I accidentally sized it to the exact parameters. Oh, I did. Never mind. 914 627 604 453. Go there, you down there. Scene GG is there, but we move you up to here. Okay. So we should be ready for that whenever Doom is. Coolaboola, whenever he's back. Yeah, but interesting, Nova. And have you won any? Do you travel much for that type of stuff now when you're doing it, or how do you go about doing the horse tournaments? If you don't mind me asking. And feel free, if you don't want to talk about your personal stuff, feel free to tell me no and to shut up. Because obviously this isn't that type of place, and you should feel free to not comment about anything you don't want to.
Great.
I think there'll be positives, but I don't think a peace deal will be reached or signed. But the fact that the meeting has happened in these circumstances is massive. I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago that Trump deployed nuclear submarines over a Twitter comment. I don't know how much truth there is to that. I think Trump uses his ignorance or his state of ignorance in the world in order to play an awful lot of people, to be honest. I think he's played the Europes masterfully well, the Europeans masterfully well, with the fact that everyone thinks he's an infantile pillock. Like, getting a 15% tariff out of the Americans benefits out of the Europeans benefits America massively more than where he was before. So he's actually created an okay trade deal for America. So I think he's actually not being as much of a tit as people think that he is, but he is a tit. All good. It's really fun. I have 5 horses, 2 girls and 3 boys. I travel a lot, mostly around my country. Not too bad. And do the female horses race as well, if you don't mind me asking? Or is it just mainly the male horses that race? Okay, well, interesting. There's 1. There's 2. We're missing 1 thing. So where is it? Okay, so we're missing 1 low. Where is it? 1 web. 1 web. Is it? Where is it? There it is. 2. Now, I wonder where this takes us, because it looks like this is on to the next spot, and I don't really want to do that. But yeah, no, I know very little about horse racing, so I don't know if it would make that much of a difference for that. All can race, but the fastest horses I have is a girl, is called, it translates to raindrop in Arabic. Not too bad. So, Nova, would you have heard of the game and consequently the anime Uba Musume? Because someone who's in the horse trade probably would love what that game is doing. Would you have heard of it before? It's currently a gacha game that has loads of horses from throughout history converted into basically anime girls with horse ears that race each other, and it has the story of the horses behind them. Like, Hakami Mare is one of the horses there, the horse that infamously raced 128 times and lost every single race it was in, is one of the most popular characters that is in it. And this year, it was a sponsor of the India, or not the India, what's the name of it? The big horse race in America, in Indianapolis, Illinois, I think. I'll get the actual spelling of it so you can have a look at it. Yeah. Come on, don't do that to me. Horse. God, you're being annoying. I have to actually open my phone and find the name of the spelling. Yeah, fuck it. Give me a second. I'll open up my phone and get the spelling. Okay. Yep, there we go. I was spelling it with an O instead of its actual U. Here we go. This is the name of the game. It is a gacha game, but it has a fantastic display of it. Its game loop can get very, very old, I'll admit. But it's a very good game. I would recommend you have a gawk at it there. The actual fact that it has lineages to the heroes that are there, or not the heroes, the horses that are there, tells the history of the horses, and some of the money that it has made has gone to ensuring that those horses have better lives, is honestly heartwarming. And yeah, it was a sponsor of that big American racing event there. It has raised something like 1.5 million quid for the Japanese horse racing industry. Uma Musume, it's honestly fantastic. Perfect Doom. I will be ready in a minute. I have the game loaded there, so I will just run back here and find a flag. So just give me 1 second. Then I need to have a quick loo break, and then we can continue on ahead, my friend. So just bear with me now. Once I get to this flag, I will save the game, and then we can swap over to that once I come back from a very quick loo break, and I'm going to make myself a really quick coffee as well. So there we go. This is the game saved. And ladies, gentlemen, and anyone else, I will be back momentarily. So let's do this and do that. And we'll play a little bit of music for you until then. So just bear with me, my friends.